Tonight, the future of Australian swimming takes to the blocks. From every corner of the country, the nation's best young swimmers have come together with one goal: to become a household name. These athletes are chasing a national title. They're the ones pushing limits, breaking barriers, and dreaming of wearing the green and gold on the world stage. Some will leave with medals, some will leave with records.
Lincoln Wearing in lane 4. He's broken Mac Horton's Australian record in the 15 years. An Australian record there, breaking Nicholas Stupas' record in 29.84.
For some, it's the start of something extraordinary.
16-year-old Sienna Tui sealed her Dolphins debut, a dream realised amid tears of adulation.
Among this group are the swimmers who'll become Australia's next champions, the next Olympians, the future legends of the pool. This is where it all begins.
Good evening and welcome to Day 5 of the 2026 Australian Age Championships, here live and exclusive on Nine's Wide World of Sports, as the Gold Coast Aquatic Centre has once again turned it on. A beautiful skyline and a beautiful start list as we get ready to go through the order of events for this evening. Joined once again in the commentary booth by Matt Welsh and Alex Graham as we get to call the best of the next in the pool. What a way we have to start this evening. Of course, we're on record watch throughout, but the boys 200 breaststroke, one of the headliners in the best way that we could start night 5.
Yeah, it's going to be another big night of action. We've had plenty of records going out over the course of this event. It's an 8-day meet in total. This is night 5 of the finals, and we're starting off with a huge swim with the 200 breaststroke. We're looking forward also to the 50 free. We almost saw a record going through in that 50 free, and some 200 butterfly as well. So plenty of action. And Alex, I'm sure there's a few that you're looking forward to as well.
Yeah, there sure is. We've got that great shot of the pool there. Beautiful sunset. But I'll run you through the order of the events for day number 5. As we mentioned, that 200 breaststroke. A few big names in there that have swum meet records, Australian records, already. To move to those 200 metre butterflies for the boys 17 to 18, the girls 17 to 18, 400 IMs, boys 13 to 14, 400 metre freestyles. Girls 13 and 14, 200 metre freestyle. It's going to be a jam-packed session. We got some distance, and then we move into the sprints for the boys, 15 years, 50 metre freestyle. Boys, 16 years, 50 metre freestyle. That's where we saw that one, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the 16 years, exactly right. So it was Ethan Hagenbart. He went at 22.39. The record's at 22.33. So 6 100ths off this morning. And then finishing off with trying to fly in 1500. So plenty of action tonight as the swimmers come out for that first event. Will, as you said, that 200 breaststroke.
Yeah, I'm very happy about this one to start the program. The boys 200 breaststroke, I think one of the most tactically beautiful races, if you can absolutely nail it. Tarrant this morning did do that as a 2:22.59 to enter through. He was around a host of 16-year-olds, so I'm excited to see him get his own lane here, his own platform to really show out and see the work that he's been doing at Somerset coming to the forefront. But Eagle as well from Caulfield, who's about to come onto screen, is...
Xavier Eagle, just as they note, is one of my old teammates, Michael Klim's nephew. So very good heritage there in the family. So I've got a vested interest in him going well, obviously.
He had a pretty good heat swim this morning. He's only about second and a half off the top qualifier, Cohen Tarrant. We're expecting the boys to be able to drop some time tonight. Even try and push that 220 barrier, which would be a cracking swim.
Well, the all-comer record for this 2:16.34, Lenny Gregor. He'll swim from the next one, so what a flex it would be from one of these boys to potentially break his record as he dives in for the next race. But for now, the 15 years have their opportunity to claim the first gold of night 5. They hit the water, all 10 lanes filled. Get ready for 4 laps of mayhem. And Somerset hits the water in lane 4 through Cohen Tarrant. They have Gregor in the next heat as well, so clearly good training grounds. Caulfield Grammar, as we said, represented in 5, but on the screen, working his way through this opening 50 is Torrent, really showing that strength.
Yeah, we've got to get out very strong, especially against this field. Keep the length in the stroke. We've got to really manage the energy, and you can see within 0.2 of a second, the first 4 touch the wall. Park in front of Hegarty, then Eagle, and then Tarrant there in 4. Zheng right in the mix in 6 in front of Labara, and then Zhang. So very even at the turn, but now we're starting to see those moves. So Hegarty touched second, and where are we? In lane 4, Tarrant. So Hegarty and Tarrant pushing forward, and Xavier Eagle right in the mix. So 3 of them now at the halfway mark. Tarrant turns first in 106.41, 106.65 for Hegarty, and Eagle just a couple of tenths behind our leader. So the 3 of them are absolutely going for it. We know how important this third 50 is, and this is often where it's won or lost.
We can see the intent of Tarrant just off the wall there. He's up the stroke rate, he's up the kick, and he's coming in really wanting to show out in this third 50. You can see Eagles clearly clocked it, and he's trying to jump on that wake. We'll watch the split time here, but Tarrant really putting in some big moves.
Yeah, he made about half a second on the rest of the field, at least, did Cohen Tarrant, and he's going to be very hard to beat from here. So he's got speed on his side, and he started with a bit of an advantage. So Xavier Eagle now trying his best to catch him. Andre Labara on the other side in lane 3. He's come right up in that third 50. He had one of the quickest third 50s, and he's right up alongside coming in for third. So he's past Hudson Hegarty, and now coming down to the wall. They're starting to shorten up, but that's understandable. With 1 stroke to go, it's a 2:19.40. A second ahead of Xavier Eagle. Third through was Labara, and then Hegarty in 4th.
Thought it was 5 more metres, and Labara probably would have pushed for that second and first place. But it was a really good swim there, really controlled by Cohen Tarrant. So that third 50, wasn't it, where he kind of pushed through, looked really strong, up the stroke rate, and made his move there. But Xavier Eagle, a fantastic swim there as well. Tried to stick with him, I'm sure, could see him out of the corner of his eye, and didn't let him go anywhere.
Yeah, Tarrant was about a second quicker in that third 50. He was also about a third quicker than most of the others in the second 50. So that's where he really made the difference, that middle 100.
Yeah, I could see it off the wall there at the 100-metre mark. Tarrant probably only used 7 or 8 metres off the turn, and then came up immediately, change of stroke rate, change of kick length, and just pushed through. And ultimately, he won the race in a very dominant fashion. The interesting to note is his teammate, Lenny Gregor, is going to swim from the lane 5 of the next heat. So we'll keep an eye on that third 50 for Gregor out of lane 5, but I think he's going to have a tougher time. Christopher Montana is going to swim from lane 4 for Trinity Grammar. We know how good he's been already in the 50 metres.
Yeah, less than a tenth between them this morning, so anything's possible.
Absolutely, and in fact, I mean, you look through the entire field, there are swimmers galore that could take this one out. Lucas Dunn swimming from 6. Dressel De Bruin was really impressive in the 50 as well for Melbourne. So we meet our finalists now. Here is Dax Conhetty of MLC Aquatic. Gives us the big double cobra out of lane 9.
He's pumped, isn't he? It's fantastic to see. You know, we only see them come out here. We watch them for a couple of minutes in the water. But you got to think about the backstory. Even just today, swimming this morning, and then they'd have to manage themselves during the day. They probably, had a little rest to get their energy up for tonight's final. But think about the months and months of work, and for that matter, years of work and preparation and experience in race to get them to this level. And this is still just a stepping stone to their ultimate goal. So it's fantastic having championships like this where we can watch them along that enormous journey. It's a massive commitment, but the rewards are huge when you go out after them.
Yes, indeed, and great to see the energy up for the boys as well. Really good to see just a bit of slapping, a bit of firing about, a bit of nervous energy. Remember the feeling. Trying to stay focused here as the boys ready to rock this 200 metres breaststroke.
Take your marks.
The rock they will indeed as they jump in here. This is the 16 years 200 breaststroke final. One of the races of the night, and one of those spearheaded by those two on screen, 4 and 5. But expect the fireworks coming from throughout the pool. Montana looking to use that early speed, but he's up against it. Lenny Gregor out of lane 5 should take the lead into the first turn. We will watch that third 50 for Gregor. We know Somerset want to use it.
It is so hard to balance power and efficiency. That's exactly what Lenny Gregor is doing. He is really stretching out all of his strokes, but doing it so quickly. He touches first, about a third of a second ahead of Christopher Montana. But Chris, after that turn, made a huge distance in the underwater work and is caught right up alongside. Lucas Dunn in for third at the turn, Dressel de Bruin in for fourth. But an enormous first 50 to try and get out in front from Lenny Gregor.
Montana steals the lead, though, halfway swum. Trinity Grammar taking it, but already you can see off the turn there, we're sitting with Montana at the moment. We get the wider shot in the second. You'll see Lenny Gregor coming off the wall and absolutely sprinting this third 50.
What a match race, the two of them going absolutely toe for toe. I think the momentum a little bit on Lenny Gregor's. I was really impressed with Montana's reaction. He got about half a second on Gregor in that second lap. But look at that. What a third lap. That was a full second that Gregor managed to get on Montana. The race isn't over, though. There is still a chance to make up that distance and to react. And we know that Gregor has got some strength, but Montana's got potentially enough to get on top. Let's see. We need to keep an eye on that record. The Australian all-comers record for the 200 breaststroke, a 2:11.23. It's coming up and just outside of it. So 2:12.48, an enormous swim. 2:12.83. So he got the all-comers record. So the 16 years all-comers record, 2:12.83, is now gone. And replaced with a 2:12.48 from Lenny Gregor. Great swim as well from Montana, a 2:14.91. Lucas Dunn in for third. Fourth was Smythe in the outside lane. Fifth, Dressel de Bruin.
The Somerset boys rocking up early. 2 golds headed their way. And I tell you what, Alex, we often assimilate the rock stars with the 50 freestyle, the 100 freestyle. How's the 400 IM 200 breaststrokers rocking the earring as well?
I know, he's looking good. And he's claimed the race like a rock star as well. And you love to see it. Energy firing. And boy, you would be excited with that. I'm sure he had the record in his mind. And you sometimes get a sense of how you're going in training, whether or not these things are going to be attainable. They're things that you think about, you notice them, you set yourself these goals, but to come out and execute it as well. And he just looks so good. It was that third 50 where he put a second on Christopher Montana there, where he's done such a great job.
Yeah, that was a very quick third 50. He was the only swimmer in the 33s. Most of the others 34s, 35s. So to bang in a 33.7 is quite incredible. And yeah, coming over that all-comers record, just a little bit off the Australian record, the record that can be swum anywhere, but a record swum by anyone in Australia is all his.
We knew this morning just how important those third 50s were, joined by swimming royalty. And that's clearly carried through this evening. Let's see, as we move to our 200-metre butterfly final, just how intently these athletes were listening to the great coverage this morning.
Drawn to the middle of the pool, Muchiarondo, who's had a massive program. Big IM swimmer, and that is quite often the case with the IMers. They will do everything and all the distance events as well. He's been swimming pretty red hot.
I want to say he's, a great breaststroker, but he's great across all four legs. He doesn't really have a weakness.
Reminded there of Leon Marchand. Pretty bloody good at everything. Breaking all the records.
That's a very Aussie way of putting it.
Take your marks.
The 200 butterfly kicks off here. The 17 years age group. Mutra Hondo has been prolific, as an understatement. Leaves some gold for the rest of them as he leads through the 25-metre mark. Technically perfect out in front, swimming from lane 4. He's being challenged here, though. The challenge with Zhu and Kreutzberger on the top of the screen. Those will be the top 3 through the first turn.
Well, it was fantastic to have the legend of Jono Sieben in with us this morning, getting gold in 1984, setting a world record as a 17-year-old. This is the 17-year-olds now swimming in the 200 metres butterfly. And Muchiarondo with a beautiful stroke, just stretching out, getting that really long stroke, especially at this early stage, Brent. Coming up to the halfway mark, he touches in a 56.72, which is a fantastic split halfway through. He's the only swimmer so far to keep both of his 50s under 30 seconds. And that is what has earned him the lead. Kreutzberger through in second, then Zhao in third. Fourth to the wall was Tuxford, and then Gibson in the middle. So middle of the pool where the action is happening. And now into this third 50. We're waiting for the absolute sprint home with those big arms.
Yeah, he's looking very good, Muchiarondo. This will be the hardest thing. The lungs will be burning coming off this wall. But he's moved through nicely. And Kreutzberger is not going anywhere either. And he's even picked up the rate a little bit just to come up on the hips of Muchiarondo. And he seems to be tightening just a little bit. So there are medals on offer. Muchiarondo coming over from New Zealand. He's going to want to post a great time. He posted a 2:01 this morning. Sub 2 minutes could be on the clock. So let's have a look. And it will be a 1:59.27. Sub 2 minutes with a fantastic effort there from Muchiarondo. And it is Kreutzberger who comes in second and first Aussie. So he will walk away with that national age title with a 2:00.75. Dylan Zhu out there in lane 2. A cracking race too. 2:02.25.
What a race. You can see just tightening up slightly on the final 25, but really good to have the talent that is Muchiarondo racing here at the Australian Age Championships and really pushing our young athletes all the way through. 2:00.75 for Kreutzberger. That gets him under the Junior Pan Pac's qualifying time, so we should see him going very close to selection later on in the meet. But Matt, pretty crazy to think that 1:57, the time that took Jono Sieben to win gold back in 1984 in a pair of togs as well.
Yeah, quite remarkable. Over 40 years ago, so 1:57 40 years ago. Obviously a cracking mark and a world record to boot. But it's amazing to think that that many years later they're doing similar times here at the Australian Age Championships. So fantastic swimming as we now move into the 18 years 200 metres butterfly. So they swam together this morning. We had the mixed age heats, and then we separate them out for their own respective finals. And now it's the 18-year-olds. So the Australian record there you can see, Mitchell Pratt, 1:56.41. That is also the all-comers record. Sometimes they're different. Sometimes they are the same. But that record, we'll keep an eye on it. The fastest qualifier this morning with a time of 2:03.43 was Charlie Lutton. So he'll be right in the middle of, there he is.
He looks very prepared, Matt.
He looks happy and confident, yeah. That's really what you want to be before a big race, is confident for sure, but happy as well. You want to be positive. You don't want to be stressed out of your mind. So he looks like he's in a really good place.
I love the way that he approached the heat this morning. So strong through that first 100. And then not that there is such a thing as easy butterfly, but just using his stamina and his experience at this level to drive him through, ultimately why he is sitting in that middle lane. But he's not going to have it his own way in this final, you can't imagine. One of those records again, as you can see there. 156.41, the time to beat. We didn't have this one on the record watch this evening. That doesn't mean we shouldn't be watching.
Take your marks.
So off and underway, the 18 years, 200-metre butterfly at Brisbane Grammar with Charlie Lutton in the middle of the pool. Off the blocks, sitting with El Hefney of Surrey Park, prolific in the heats. As we go through the first 25, though, there is Lutton in a battle with Rona out of lane 0 for the USA. Those two will sit near the front, and Armin and Jung being led out by lane 0 as well on the turn. 26.9.
Yeah, that is very quick on the way out. So Rona, they won't know he's there. Lutton will think he's in a tussle with Tyso in the middle. They are taking up second and third. Jung in for fourth, Armin in fifth, and Alefi in for sixth. So Rona with that early lead, but you've got to think that the pace is going to be on Lutton's side. And now coming down to the 100, he's pushed further in front of Tyso and further in front of everyone else. So 57.42 at the halfway mark, and he's got the best part of a second in front of Tyso into the all-important third lap of this 200 fly for 18-year-olds.
Yeah, he's looking very strong. He really made that move in that fourth 25 in that first 100. And he's moving through nicely now. He's even picked up the rate. He's sitting nice and high on top of the water. The race is on for second and third place, though. At the moment, Tyso trying to keep up, probably about a body length behind Lutton as he turns in a 128.1. Absolutely smashed that third 50. Really consistent, 30.7s. And let's see what he comes home in. He was 159 at this meet last year. Let's see if he can get under that and drop a little bit of time. He looks to be moving through very nicely. Picked up the rate. He doesn't seem to be dying off at all. He's not dropping the shoulders. The legs are coming in. I'm sure there's a little bit of fatigue, but it is Charlie Lutton that's going to get to the wall and be your 18 years national champion. And the time is 2:00.65. Jake Tyso finishing strong there for that second place in 2:03.2 is Adam El Hefney, 2:03.33 for your bronze medal.
Well, as a race execution, that was brilliant there from Charlie Lutton. Led out in basically 27 seconds and then 30-32 for the last, which is brilliant. But you do just think if he'd somehow managed to have a little bit more energy to come home that little bit quicker, the sub 2 minutes was definitely on the cards. But a great swim nonetheless, brilliant swim to take out the 18 years national champion title. Second of the wall, Tyso, then Halefny.
You can't help but just get excited for Charlie Lutton when he goes up against the likes of Harrison Turner in just a few months' time, what he can do in that open field now graduating from the age champs.
Yeah, and he'll learn a lot from that swim. He'll dissect that with his coach, and he'll learn to where he's going to improve on that for next time. And we've got to think about where he is in his training as well, whether he has rested up for this meet or whether he's got a little bit more rest to come.
We know those Brisbane Grammar athletes don't go to trials underprepared. Neither do a number of these clubs in this.
I think that call was for you, Will.
I can't get past some of these
I
celebrations.
think that was Daniel Ricciardo.
Yeah, I was about to say, I thought she was going to whip out a shoey there, but
in the TNs to go off. But this is our finalist in the 400 IM. I don't know, of all the races that you're going to do a celebration before, I don't know the 400 IM would be one of them.
Oh, I think it's a perfect one to do a celebration before, because you'd be too exhausted afterwards to do anything. So I think before is the perfect time.
That is accurate. I mean, to be fair, what we can expect from this race, a lot of Amelie Smith out the front. She was absolutely sensational this morning, 4:52. And as I said when we were covering it, Matt, I've never seen a 4:52 look easier. So I think we should be hoping to go a bit faster this evening. "17 years girls ready and raring." 400 metres individual medley. Off and underway here on night 5. The women's program opens up, and what a way to, with one of the stars of the show, Amelie Smith swimming from 4, Eva Gasky out in 5 for Chandler, and Riley as well for New Zealand out in lane 3. There's a good challenge across the pool as we go down to complete the first lap. Lane 0 again, Ava Candy this time, wanting to mix it with the best of them, but you're going to have to hit pretty high if you want to take down Amelie Smith.
Yeah, the program riders were cruel today. 200 fly into 400 IM and then a 400 free next. So these are tough events. The amount of training that goes into it, the amount of pace work, absolutely incredible. And Amelie Smith just seems to be able to back up race after race, day after day. They're coming down to the end of the butterfly. And we can see those flags there just waving a fair bit around in the wind to give you an idea of the conditions here at the Gold Coast Aquatic Centre. She touches in a 103.57. Gasquet just off her shoulder, 104.78. Burke in the outside lane, 106.0. And then Riley through to Candy in lane 0. So top 5 all across the pool. In fact, 5 in lane 0. 6th place all the way over in lane 9.
Yeah, she's doing a really good job out here. Amelie Smith backing up from that 1,500 metre win last night. So very busy program here. Ava Gask coming up in lane 5, moving through nicely. You'll see the girls work some of these legs in a different way. It is a very tactical race, the 400 IM. Whether or not you lean on your strengths here, can be an all-rounder and you can be good at everything, but we often see the moves being made in the breaststroke, so we'll see what happens here tonight.
Well, we know Amelie Smith should push through in this breaststroke. We've already seen her in action, 6th in the 100 breast, 3rd in the 200 breast. She's obviously the 800 freestyle champion as well as the 400 freestyle champion and the 200 butterfly, so no surprise to see Gask up pushing with her, but this, I believe, the separator, and already, as we've seen throughout the championships, Matt, that turn so important, especially when you get it right.
Yeah, it really is. The breaststroke has the biggest difference between speed, and a good breaststroker can make up an enormous amount of difference on an average one. So coming down now to about that halfway spot through the first lap, and you can really see the distance separating out. So Amelie Smith there, after a great butterfly and backstroke leg, has stretched that lead out. 256.24. Let's see where Ava turns. So about 6 seconds later. So that gap of 6 seconds when she turns into freestyle and goes into the fastest stroke, while all of her competitors still swimming the slowest, is going to grow even more in distance.
Yeah, that was crazy. Look away for 1 second and she's got 3 body lengths there. So obviously a big strength on this breaststroke leg.
Well, she swam a 38 there, Alex. So she swam a 38. Everyone else pretty much in the 43s to 44. So she made 6 seconds just in that one leg.
Absolutely, and it's obviously a strength of hers as she turns for home into that freestyle leg. And she's going to get a big advantage, as you said, Matt, starting that freestyle before while everyone else is swimming their breaststroke. Now we're looking on record watch here, but that's going to be a tough record to break. That is Jenna Forrester's 439.4. She's on her way. We'll see what she's got left in her at this final turn as she approaches the wall. The battle might be on for second place as well. Ava Gask still holding on there. Ariella Riley moving through as well, but it is all Amelie Smith. The 409.9, so that record might just be out of reach for her, but this is going to be some sort of swim.
Yeah, looking around that sort of 443, 442, depending on her speed coming back. So probably 442 as she's coming in. Very big lead, though, on the rest of the field. So a massive achievement as she comes in for a 442.66. And a fantastic swim there in the girls' 17 years 400 IM. She's got enough time to take her goggles off before Ava Gasquet touches the wall in a 4:51. So a 9-second lead. Riley in for third, just under the 5-minute mark. Brilliant work. Behrman in fourth with a 5:01. And then Chloe Burke to Candy in 5 and 6 through. But it is all about Amelie's big swim in the 400 IM, including the incredible 100 breaststroke in the middle.
Well, Matt, we have been saying all week that we're watching the best of the next generation. Amelie Smith has arrived. She's about 3 or 4 seconds off actually cracking into that senior team. So should we see a similar performance at trials later this year, remember the name Amelie Smith, and remember where you saw it first, the 2026 Australian Age Championships on Nine's Wide World of Sports. You can see it clearly took a lot out of her, and deservedly so. That breaststroke split, 1:17. That is world-class breaststroke. Yeah,
1:17, and the backstroke a little bit quicker, obviously, but similar sort of a time, scarily enough. It's about a 1:13, 1:14. So that's how strong her breaststroke is. As we now welcome out onto pool deck our 18-year-olds turn at the 400 IM. And just the 7 competitors going through to tonight's final. And Julia Spedding is the fastest qualifier from Griffith University. She had a time a good 10 seconds ahead of the rest of the field. So I don't think there's going to be any surprises here with this 18-year-old final. Piper Asquith, very strong swimmer along with Rachel Allen, but based on this morning's swim, I think Julia just has to put together a strong swim, and she should be pretty untouchable. We'll see how fast she can go, though, whether she can beat that time from Amelie Smith.
Yeah, Piper Asquith, pretty handy swimmer as well. So we'll see if the girls probably saw the opportunity to have a bit of a rest this morning, go a little bit lighter, potentially work a couple of things, but we'll see how fast they'll go tonight, and they could drop some pretty solid times.
Take your marks.
So our 18-year-olds hit the water for their 400 metres individual medley final. As was mentioned, expect to see a lot of Julia Spedding and Piper Asquith. The middle of the pool will head down to those athletes very shortly. Natalie Van Selm as well. We know that she likes to swim on that butterfly leg and should expect her to sit near the front. She's currently in 4th position, but it is Piper Asquith that will lead us through. She actually works here, works at the pool. So she knows it pretty well.
As a lifeguard? As a lifeguard. As a lifeguard, very good. Well, hopefully someone's watching over her during this swim. She's probably racing as fast as she can because her shift starts in 5 minutes. So Spedding through in 3rd position at this stage. Rachel Allen in 2nd, but it is Piper who's about to start that shift as she goes down to the end of the butterfly. She's looking really good at this stage, and a very good point you made, Alex, in just managing their energy in this morning's heat. But we do know of Julia Spedding's speed, especially in this 400 IM. And now into the backstroke. The arms rolling over just that little bit quicker, and expect to see some place changes and some real moves in this leg, especially leading up to the breaststroke.
Yeah, geez, it'd be hard this 4 IM just to try and conserve a little bit of energy on the front half of this race, especially in that butterfly side of things. as we see Julia Spedding moving through now on the backstroke. But we did see that last race, Emily Smith absolutely dominate the breaststroke. So we'll see where the girls end up here as Julia Spedding has pulled up alongside Piper Asquith, moving down the middle of the pool and moving nicely so far. Looking comfortable, not over-kicking, not over-rating on their strokes. Just keeping things nice and controlled for the moment as we approach the halfway point of this 400 IM.
Yeah, Asquith just with that slightly longer stroke, keeping the stroke rating down and managing her energy. It's allowing Spedding to catch up past her and now into the breaststroke. She's gained about 2 seconds on the first lap and another second on that lap. So a changeover of around 3 seconds now leading into the breaststroke. And as I said, we know just how important that is. Both the girls looking good, but the speed and momentum definitely on Spedding's side.
Well, no surprise there, Matt. Of course, Spedding going through as well as the fastest in the 50-metre breaststroke final this evening. So clearly lining on her strengths here, but got a shout out as well for Piper Asquith's cheer squad. The lifeguards around the pool, you can hear them just cheering her on. Similar, I don't know, Alex, it's giving shades of Leon Marchand in Paris.
Well, it's giving shades of Bailey Lello because he won the breaststroke last year and he's a lifeguard at the Brisbane Aquatic Centre. So, and he won it here at the Australian Open this year. So she's doing a great job there in the middle of the pool. Got about a 5-second lead now on Asquith and Allen. Allen doing a great job coming back at Piper. But now with this breaststroke leg done and huge gains of time being made up by Spedding, she's going to go into, again, that faster stroke of freestyle while everyone else is still on breaststroke. And that gap is going to open up to about 10 to 15 metres.
Yep, she's done a really good job. The legs are coming in now, keeping her stroke rate up a little bit, and the gap has lengthened out. So it'll be Spedding versus the clock. At this point, she was a 450.33 this morning through the heats. Always love to come in at night and drop a little bit of time. That's got to be the aim of the game when you come to these meets. That's what happens with the Open Championships. You want to make that progression from the age. You've got to work it hard in the morning and then drop some time at night. With Piper Asquith making up a little bit of ground there. Just a half a second quicker split. I dare say the race is probably done now. As Spedding comes down for the last 25 metres of this 400-metre IM for the ladies, 18 years. And she's looking good. As I mentioned, a 450.33 this morning. We'll see how close she can get and try and get under her PB as she's approaching the wall. And she will touch in a 448.1 for Julia Spedding's fantastic race. And Piper Asquith will get the silver medal for 454.7, and Rachel Allen will round out the podium in a 500. So some really good time drops there from the girls this morning to tonight.
There was a lot of work for a 2-second drop, but pretty impressive having two such fast swims on the same day. Puts her in great stead for some bigger events where you can't afford to take it too easy in the morning. So really showing her skill there.
It gets her under that junior Pan Pac qualifying time as well. 440 or 452.08 the time that was required.
So she's beaten that twice.
Yeah, she's done a great job. We just got to wait, and of course, as an 18-year-old, we hope that she's an 08-born 18-year-old and she's able to go and compete, and I'm sure the hard-working team behind our junior teams will be doing all of the work required, but there are the official results. Spedding, Asquith and Allen all on the podium. The girls 18 years, 400 metres individual medley. But we stay with the distance, Matt, as you pointed out. The 400 freestyle up next. Freestyle this time, and we are expecting some more fireworks here. It was a very dominant performance from Hugo Wheeler of Nudgee College, but the 13-14 year age group, we have seen that throughout the championships. A lot of the 13-year-olds push to the outer lanes when the 14-year-olds in the center, and we can see performances like Wheeler excel through the field. So I'd love to see him back it up here. 4:16 is a solid swim this morning.
Yeah, it really is. getting through. I'm expecting we're going to see a bit of time drop, hopefully under that 4:10 mark. Looking at that Australian record, Thomas Houck, 4:05.32. Really interested to see. There's Hugo Wheeler, 4:16.9. Next fastest with a 4:23.7. So we'll see what the boys have got in store. We will see those different tactics at play here as well. But good for the young fellas to get out, get amongst it, test themselves. Got a little bit of wind here, but other than that, it is a beautiful night on the Gold Coast. Under the lights, up here at Southport, where we had the Commonwealth Games in 2018. So lots of records in this pool. See if these boys can crack another one.
Take your marks.
Off and racing here, the 13 years boys 400 freestyle final, using the underwater the best. Looked like Hugo Wheeler of Nudgee College in the centre lane. As we said, don't expect him to have it his own way, but as we look down this first 25, Alex, really using their legs strongly the entire field, but none more so than Liam Blair as he looks to lead us through the first 50.
Yeah, absolutely, and he's doing a really good job just settling into his stroke. The hardest thing about the 400 is trying to set the race up at the start. You want to be fast, but you want to be controlled, and that's exactly what he's doing here. He's not overrating on the stroke. He's got a nice, long, open armpits in that freestyle. He's looking good. Looking to the rest of the field now, more towards the middle of the pool, so he'll be able to see where his competitors are. As out there in lane 3 is Hamish Tunbridge, making a solid setup as well. And even next to Liam Blair, Lincoln Hall, as they come through that first 100 metres, they'll go around in a 00.21. So they're trying to set up the race here and doing it well. Want to be sitting around that 32 seconds per lap here.
I do like the way that they're setting it up, though, especially Wheeler in 4. He hasn't panicked through that opening 100. He's just got through the stages. 32 point, as you said, on that last 50. And here he is on this third 50, just putting a little bit of effort in. He's seen the effort that's come from Blair leading the race, and he's just starting to lean into it, turning through that lap there, 31.5. So almost a little bit too reactive from Wheeler, but Blair still holds the lead well and truly out in front. Hall rounding out the top 3, still being dragged out in lane 7. So it's setting itself up nicely as Turnbridge now moves into 4th as well. Just a little bit slower on that last 50, with Blair breathing away, or breathing to Wheeler this time. Wheeler away, and they'll flip on this next 50. A very mature approach from these 13-year-old boys in the opening 200.
Yeah, Hugo Wheeler moving through the field nicely. Just splitting a little bit faster than Liam Blair at the moment, 31.9 to a 32.4. And we saw last night a few of the races, the back half of these 400s are really when the race is on. You've got to set that race up from the start, the first 200 metres, bring in the legs on that third 100 and give it everything you've got on the way home. And it is Liam Blair moving forward, but Hugo Wheeler paced himself very nicely. It was Blair that took the race out fast. Hugo Wheeler holding those sub-32s in the moment to Liam Blair's 32 highs. And he's bringing in the legs now. You'll see that bubbling 6-beat kick. You know when the boys have tried to turn it on and tried to make a move. Liam Blair maybe holding back just a touch at the moment, but you don't want to hold back too much because Hugo Wheeler has put his hand up and said, I'm going to go right now as we head towards the last 100 metres of this 400.
I am absolutely loving this swim from Hugo Wheeler, Nudgee College. He turns through. He's got over a second to second place, which is still sitting the way of Liam Blair. He went out, that second 50 was a 32.7. Outside of that, he has dropped time, and dropped time significantly, just circling the lane, but he's been doing that the entire race. And as we see this shot here, you can see the difference that Blair has been led up to Wheeler, who is well and truly swimming away with the race. We look at Boersma out in 2, who's going to swim himself into 3rd and potentially even to 2nd if he can keep this pace up. But Alex, with the last 50 now in the water, Hugo Wheeler of Nudgee College will crown himself an Australian champion.
Yeah, he's absolutely sending it now. He's picked the stroke rate up. He's sitting on top of the water. This is a fantastically put together swim. His coach would be very proud. I'm sure the instructions were drop the hammer at that 250 metre mark, and he's done just that. He's moved away from the rest of the field, and he will touch the wall in a 4:13.23. Fantastic effort there from Hugo. Liam Blair just dropping off the pace after a really brave first part of that race. He'll come in third with a 4:17.7. It was actually Luca Bersma who will pick up the silver medal, coming home in a 30.8, the fastest of the field. So a really well-paced and well-timed swim there from him for the silver medal.
Love the little fist pump from Wheeler as well, as we saw his reaction. It's not easy to win a national title, and as a 13-year-old, he's checked that one off the bucket list. It was such a mature race. If we look, the first 100, 32.7 on the back 50, out to a 31.5 on the third 50. His coach clearly told him, don't worry, the boys are going to go out fast, then we get to work.
Yeah, absolutely. Really well put together. Really, like you said, well mature. Like, it is a hard thing to go out, look around you and be behind in the field, especially as a 13-year-old, and then have the ability to back yourself in enough and trust your race plan to then execute and hold on and swim like he did. So props to you, Hugo Wheeler. Really good job. Great effort to the coaching staff there at Nudgee College too, getting a national championship. We move now to the 14 years version of the 400.
A couple of visitors leading the way through the heats. Of course, we do expect that from the visitors. They have to work so hard to actually qualify for the final. So no surprise with Chua and Penny leading us through. They've been fantastic through these championships. Penny entered this meet with 13 individual events. He's slowly ticking them off. I mean, you look through his resume, it's sensational. Third in the 200 free, fifth in the 100 back. He won the 400 IM, final in the 100 butterfly, third in the 800. I mean, we can keep going. We can keep going throughout. And obviously, well, you can see the man on the screen now. The boy, the 14-year-old, Thomas Penny from Sydney Uni. But 4:08.93, the fastest through. That's Avel Chua in lane number 4. He was fantastic this morning. You talk about mature races, he delivered that by himself.
Absolutely, and 4:08 is pretty handy time. He's the fastest qualifier by about 3 seconds, 2.5 seconds. Expecting the boys to throw it down tonight. Want to see a close race. Want to see the lads looking each other in the eye, asking each other who's got the guts to finish this off. That would be fantastic. I was looking at the records before as well, and Tommy Houck, 4:05, 13 years, 14 years, Ian Thorpe, 3:49, so that's a 15-second drop.
The time that won silver at the 1997 Pan Pacs.
Take your marks.
See if these boys have that in store. Off and underway, the 14 years boys 400-meter freestyle. As we have seen, we expect some more fireworks in this race. The visitors' time to turn up, in fact, and sitting here in the middle of the pool on your screen is Avel Chua of Singapore. He looks fantastic, a really tactical and technical freestyle, and he will be very close to leading, but he sits second, or third, in fact, overall. Archie Wright of Mingara leads us through, 28.42. They produced some star swimmers in their day as well, and Wright wanting to challenge those visitors in the middle of the pool.
He's doing a really good job, Archie Wright, taking it to our visitors. Looking comfortable as well, but it is a bit of a blanket field at the moment. But the boys in the middle of the pool, it is Wright, Chua and Penny. Looks like they're going to go toe-to-toe tonight. As they come down to the 100-metre mark, it will be Wright. 58.93, moving through nicely. Swift on the turns, getting straight back onto their rhythm, onto their strokes. And he's looking good, Archie Wright. Chua potentially just pacing himself a bit. Looking nice and long. And Tommy Penny there as well. But they are all going stroke for stroke. This is going to be a great race if we can hold on and see this.
Well, Archie Wright, he was so good in that 800 freestyle. He finished the first Australian, but he finished second overall to Chua. He was in a locked battle with Thomas Petty for the majority of that race. So these three, they've raced each other throughout the championships already. And as we come down to the halfway mark, Alex, you can see it's going to set itself up for a fantastic second half of the race. This is why we love to have the visitors racing here, pushing the local boys all the way through the 400 freestyle.
Yeah, absolutely. And the boys on the either side of Chua there, just getting a look at where he is. And they'll get that on the last lap coming home as well. So setting it up there through the first half of this race in a 2:01.4. Let's see if they can hold on the pace here. It'd be really good to see that low 4-minute swim from all three of these lads. They can push each other all the way through. It was Thomas Penny kind of making a move there, 31.3. The Chewer's 31.6 and Wright's 31.6 as well. But he's looking the better, and he's also just picked it up just a little bit more now. Thomas Penny, maybe under the guidance of his coach, told to work the back half of this race. We often see these 400s negative split or close to negative splitting, so that is the same time coming home for their last 200, then they're taking it out of their first. And he's working that 250-metre turn. He's getting the better of the turns at the moment as well, Thomas Penny. He's getting that advantage. But Chua not going anywhere, and Archie Wright, after taking it out nice and hard, starting to drop off just a touch as the boys start to move away. As you hear the bell for the last 100 metres, it is Thomas Penny. But Abel Chua, what's he got coming home? And Archie Wright's just started to pick up the kick as well. Ashton Bone out of lane 7, moving through, potentially pushing for that bronze medal, but at the moment it is Thomas Penny. He's got about a body length now on the rest of the field. A very well put together race. I want to say Chua's sneaking up on him. We are in for a box office finish as Thomas Penny turns for home. Abel Chua, he's coming out down as well. Archie Wright moving through. The stroke rates have picked up. The kick is blistering. But has Penny gone too early? As Chua sneaks up, he's coming up to his hip now. Who's got the guts coming home? I think it's going to be Penny. He's looking good with 25 metres to go. But it is Chua putting in a terrific fight. But Thomas Penny is going to get his hand on the wall first in a 4:05.88. And he loves it. It is Abel Chua will pick up the silver, the 4:06.8. And Archie Wright, being the first Aussie home, will be the Australian national champion for the 14-year boys 400-metre freestyle.
Great swim there from Namath Ford as well. Ashton Bone out in lane 7, my apologies. Ashton Bone really brought it home hard. Came back in the 31.5 for both his last 50s. And got in for 4th. He was only about a second off Archie Wright. So a fantastic swim there as well. And Jacob Samokin out in lane 1 came in 5th. But obviously with our visitors, our medal winners get shuffled down for the Australians. Great swim there in the 14 years 400 metres freestyle. And time's official and on your screen. Still a margin there to that incredible Australian record for the 14-year-olds from Ian Thorpe, a 3:49.64. I really can't see that ever being broken. I'm not sure after 50 years do they just become null and void and we'll start again because that's just going to be there forever.
Yeah, I mean, you look through the all-time age group swimmers as well, and there's no one even in the same stratosphere. So,
yeah, absolutely quite incredible. Not many 14-year-olds, 15-year-olds are world champions, but our Thorpe was. So we move now into the 200 freestyle for 13 years. And Molly Young in the middle of the pool. Sienna Teven, Tara Nixon. They're our 3 fastest qualifiers in that order, and where we expect to see the fight from. But it's why we have 10 in the final. It gives everyone an opportunity to jump up for an Australian title.
We've been saying throughout the champs, Matt, the pressure makes diamonds, of course, and we've seen some really successful age groups start to form. These 13-year-old girls certainly exemplify that, and we've seen all of these athletes in this final race multiple times throughout the championships and fight all the way down the final 50. So expect much more of the same here, although Molly Young 2:06.7 looked a class above this morning. Almost entered as the fastest 14-year-old as well. So what does the field have in store for us? Another chapter to be written in the 13 years age group championship here. The 200 freestyle, this time exploding off the blocks, is Teven of St. Peter's looking to lead through this first 50. We know Molly Young has so much experience in the back end of the race. So if she has a chance to come over the top, expect her to do so. Leading through, though, and really starting to settle into the stroke is Nixon, who sits second behind Carlisle's Young.
Yeah, nice swim there from the middle of the pool, just taking them out and trying to get that early lead. First through Molly Young, then Nixon, Teven. Adela Gia, though, down in lane 9, she's pushed herself up a lot higher than those around her, and maybe she wants a part of this as well, although now into the 100 she's dropped back just a little bit. So at the 100 metre mark, it's Molly Young almost under the minute, so 1:00.98, and Teven and Nixon.
We know these athletes all have their different strengths. We've seen Young prolific in the 200, the 400, the 800, and here is her chance to show that if you give her the opportunity at the start of the race, it could be taken. But Teven is up for the challenge, and as you called it, Matt, Gratzik in 6 is also wanting to push into the medal contention. So the race is almost a spear as it should be in these finals. It's swimming out exactly as we'd hoped. Molly Young 50 metres away from another national title, but Sienna Teven is lifting with every stroke.
Yeah, she's doing a great job. She really has led this from start to finish. She's taken control of it early, tried to break them in the third 50. And she's got enough of a gap that she should feel confident for the win, but it's not going to be easy at all. So she comes down to touch. She does on a nice full stroke of 2:04.79 in front of Teven, a 2:06.19. Just in front of Nixon with a 2:06.6. Gratzik in for fourth, 2:07.15. And Mia Hu in for fifth. But a really well-controlled and mature swim there from Molly Young. And reminds me a little bit of another Molly.
Love the comparison, and equally so as dominant, just committing to the race early in that big kick that's become so famous through Molly O. Shades of here with Molly Young. Carlisle continue their fine form.
Is it the young Molly?
Oh, another good one. I love that. 2:04.79 confirmed to take the gold. Teven and Nixon rounding out the top three. Gratzik, so brave, but just outside the podium. She'll have to wait another year for her chance to crack in to that 200 freestyle podium. Those athletes with the 12 months more experience now walking out to the pool deck. The 14 years age group final. We expect this one to be fast and furious. Just 0.1 of a second separating the top two and 0.05 separating third and fourth into this final. Zara Wogan will swim from lane 9 for Emmanuel, 2:09.88.
Now, I'm going to lie and say that I hate doing this, but I don't. I love it. Picking out who you reckon's going to win. Obviously, Lucy Marr, it's not a very controversial pick, but Lucy Marr has just been incredible this whole championship. Doesn't matter what race she chucks herself into, backstroke, breaststroke, IM, freestyle, really doesn't matter. She could probably have a go at, I don't know, water polo and probably win against her, whatever. She's just so dominant in the water. I really think she's going to be hard to beat. If it comes down to a match race, she will find something. She will just dig deep and find something she's probably never used before. So I really think she's going to be tough to beat. But with the likes of Abby Meshner, Tankia Good, and even a couple of visitors in there with Sarah Sim, it's not going to be an easy one for her.
I was going to challenge you, Matt, and be a bit controversial to pick Meshner, but after that celebration from Mar before the race, she is my pick to take this one out.
Take your marks.
Long hole, but we're off and racing here. The 14 years final. You can see across the field a great start Lucy Ma, MLC Aquatics, so confident and deservedly so as she extenuates, looks to be half a body length to good in lane 5 and building, in fact, into the first turn.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the race is over. Thank you for coming. As we come down to the first turn and look at that lead, a 28.36. She's absolutely dominated. Wogan, the outside lane, 29.33, a fantastic first 50. And in this 200 metres freestyle, getting out hard is part and parcel of it. We called the 400 the other day an extended sprint. Well, that makes this a straight-out sprint. And Lucy Ma is doing it incredibly well. Meshna coming right up alongside her at the halfway mark.
Yeah, I'm sure the girls have done this plenty of times in training and their time trials and their pace 50s. We'll see Lucy Ma with that 31.5, Tamesha's 31.3, so potentially having a little bit of a look away to the other side is Ma, but now she can see where her training partner is in Abby Meshka over in lane 6. But Tanka Good as well, moving through from Miami, potentially setting up the back half of this race. But at the moment is Lucy Ma. She is led from start to finish, going out strong. She will turn for home first. And her training partner, Abby Meshka, will turn second. And we'll see what the girls have got left. Have they taken it out too hard? As Meshka coming up to the feet now of Lucy Ma. Lucy Ma looking to the opposite direction and Meshka looking at Lucy Ma. So will this affect the result? The girls have done a fantastic job so far.
Oh, this is coming all the way down to the line. MLC about to go crazy. Abby Meshna coming over the top. Is it going to be enough?
Oh,
it
she
is.
did. Unbelievable. 5/100ths of a second. Lucy Ma potentially going out just that little bit too hard. What a swim. Abby Meshna, she came back in a 31.2. She was over a second quicker than Lucy Ma in that last 50. And finishes in a time of 2:04.50. I think we're going to have to ask for some time off to recover from this.
I don't want to say commentator's curse.
Oh, well, no, they're absolutely incredible. I'm stoked it was an incredible race at the end, but cannot believe that last 50 from Abby Meshna. You would think that it was done and dusted, and 5/100ths of a second over a 200 metres. Call out to Tanika Good as well in lane 5, coming in third. Sarah Sim in for fourth. Lily Murakami in for fifth. But what a swim from Abby Meshna. Lucy Ma relegated to second. And the swim of what could have been.
Well, it's good to see a big hug between the two MLC athletes afterwards as well, because that is a brutal way to win a race over your teammate.
Wow.
Jeez, it was good to see, though. You could just see her working that last 75 metres of the race, just chipping away slowly and slowly.
Even a foot away, I still had money on Lucy Ma. Like, this touch must have been so soft, must have been so, I can't even reach for the wall sort of a touch. And the momentum of Meshna just straight on. Absolutely incredible. Well, we've literally seen it all. The lead of over a body length evaporated. And in one lap. Speaking of, we've got another one-lapper. This time they all start at the same place, so we don't have to give anyone a lead like we just did. They're all starting at the start, and Koa Stotts, our fastest qualifier for the 15 years in the A final.
Certainly can't lose this one if you're leading after the first lap, that's for sure. 50 freestyle.
Hey, we've had so many strange things happen at these championships. Don't say anything. Trust me, I did once.
So here is Alex Stevens on your screen, lane 0. He's coming in, from Friends for the 15-year-olds, 24-27. But the man on your screen there is Hegari for Knox Pimble. Somerset have shown up this evening, so excited to see what Stotts has in store for us. Already taking an Australian record this meet. Time to beat 22.83. That is electric. We see what it is to win here. For the 15 years, boys, the 50 freestyle. Stotts up and going early. Perry in 5 with the better of the starts as they make their way down to the 15-metre mark. Shot right down the middle of the pool, and you can see Stotts lifting in the middle of the pool. Koa Stotts has come down, and he's here for business as the gold medal goes his way. 22.89. Geez, that is very close to the national record. Flynn Southam rewrote Swim Slam when he did that time of 22.83, and Koa Stotts has gone the second fastest of Australian history. What a swim by Stotts there, getting on the wall for a dominant victory.
Wow, that is a quick swim from anyone, let alone 15. And the agony, oh so close, 22.89, 23.51 for Kai Perry right next to him. And Hegarty in for a 23.63. They are very fast times, don't get us wrong. 23.5, 23.6. Brilliant times. 22.8 though, that's a different ballpark.
That is up there with the very best in the world. 15 years of age, 22.8.
Prepare yourself. If you're on the edge of your seat, stay there, because 16 years A final is going to be straight after this 15B. And almost the exact same thing happened this morning with Ethan Hagenbart. He swam a 22.39 and was 6/100ths off that Australian record.
Take your marks.
So B final underway for the 15 years after an incredibly fast A final. Will that inspire our B finalists to try and emulate that speed, emulate that power that Koa Stotts managed to get onto the wall? Well, I think it has in equal terms, because it's a blanket across the field. Who can get their hand? I'm not going to pick it. It's Jasper Zhao in the middle. He somehow got his hand on the wall 2/100ths of a second ahead of Pozzoli. Third through was Kane, and then King in the outside lane 0. Great swim from out there. But Zhao winning their B final, and results are in. But all eyes will be on that record watch again for the 16 years A final, the next race in the pool. So the time we're looking for there, a 23.33, and that record is held by Kyle Chalmers. It was set 11 years ago.
Yeah, and funnily enough, the last couple of years we've seen some athletes get really close. Flynn Southam was the exact same time as what we saw this morning from Ethan Hegerberg of Knox Pymble, 22.39. There was an athlete that split them, in fact, in the last couple of months.
We've also seen a lot of people at this championship go faster in the morning than at night for one reason or another. Whether it's they're a little bit more relaxed in the morning, they're a little bit tighter at night, a bit stressed, they're actually trying at night. And sometimes that slight tension actually slows you down. The best sprinters are relaxed and swimming at sort of 97, 98% rather than a full 100. Whether that's part of it, but it was a very impressive swim this morning, so it'd be a very brave man to not think that he's in a chance to get that 11-year-old record. So 22.33 is what we're looking for, 22.33. And you can see it there on your screen.
I just love how deep this 16-year-old boys age group is. They have been absolutely incredible through the championships, and we're blessed with another stacked A final. Hagebert, the title holder from last year as the 15-year-olds champion. So what does he have in store for our 16 years final?
Take your marks.
So we expect this to be fast. The question is how fast? Going strongly off the blocks there, Lucas Dunn. Using all 15 metres as well is Christopher Montana out of 5. Montana, in fact, leading the way as he comes down with 15 metres to go. Here comes Ethan Hagebert. Is it going to be enough? The battle's 4 and 5. Montana holding on. Montana's going to claim the victory. 22:59, the time it takes to win. Christopher Montana erupts, deservedly slow. He has swum himself into the 5th fastest 16-year-old of all time.
Wow, what a swim. We were standing here stunned, Alex and I, thinking, he's got this. He's absolutely got this. Montana is absolutely ripped out of the blocks, killed it through the 25 and was not letting go.
Yeah, it was the start, wasn't it? It just seemed to get the better of the starts. And he's got that speed there. He's a very good 50 sprint athlete and loves it as well. The double cobra on the lane rope. Enjoy it. Enjoy the moment. It's age nationals.
What's the fine there, Alex? On the team, what's the fine? Double cobra on the lane rope.
Well, I feel like when you're on the senior team and you get to do those, it means you've won. So
it's a high five from everyone around is what you get.
Big pat on the back.
Yeah, absolutely. So B final now for the 16 years. It's thrown everything at us. We've had upsets. We've had comebacks. We've had everything here at the age championships.
Take your marks.
The boys are in the water now. B final for 16 years. We saw them fly down the pool in that A final. These lads would have been watching them. They've set the target as they're coming down. It is going to be a blanket field. I do want to say, call it early, Lachlan Stewart in lane 6. But it will be Josh Maher in lane 4 with a 23.73. The boys.
Oh, Alex, I know how it feels.
Let's say we're not in good form tonight.
No, Maher had a great swim there, and definitely in front where it counted, which was on the wall. So 23.73. Sullivan in second, then Berry. Leach in for 4th, Easton, then Stewart. So great swim there in the B final for the 16-year-old boys. And so much action already tonight. It has been incredible. It has been tricky to call. It's been fun to call. And I know there is so much more to call coming up later tonight. So we look forward to welcoming you back.
Girls, 200 backstroke, bit of a change of pace here. It's a tough event, the 200 backstroke. Really burns those legs. You do it properly. See those last walls as you're trying to hold on to your underwater. Your lungs are burning, your legs are burning. You just want to get to the end of the race. But these girls are brave, they're going to take it on. They had good swims this morning. Top qualifier, Madison McKenna from St Andrews. So their coach over at St Andrews, Ash Delaney, he knows how to do a 200 backstroke.
We've talked a lot about the backstroke here at the pool during the morning, obviously the sun being a factor. And definitely on the even-numbered laps on the way back. And at night, basically having nothing, don't you? It's just black up there and just the lights. So we'll see how the girls fare tonight. But we've definitely had a lot of fast backstroke swims, so some are getting around it quite nicely. MC Bomb will be definitely on the sidelines watching this race.
Sitting here with Madison McKenna out of lane 4 with St Andrews. Very focused ahead of this final.
Take your marks.
So across cleanly off the blocks, we saw 0.55 for Jeffs out of lane 3, and she has made the most of that. Sitting there the front, in fact, sitting second, I believe, is Madeline Harvey out of Griffith University in lane 2. Just looks to hold the lead through the first 35 metres. And here comes the middle of the pool, Madison McKenna, St Andrews. We knew she wanted this. She was very fast through this morning, 2:18.99. She turns through first, Jeffs and Harvey rounding out the top 3.
Yeah, nice first 50. You've really got to make your mark early, and it's what we're seeing from these dominant 3 out in front. Daisy Dingle, honourable mention in the outside lane there. She touched fourth, and Caitlin Potter in for fifth. So these swimmers trying to keep up with the leading three, but McKenna, Jeffs and Harvey in that order are coming down to the halfway mark and doing a great job, staying very steady in the middle of the lane and keeping a nice pace through their stroke. Yeah. So they turn there, Madison McKenna in a 106.37 and Kira Jeffs in a 106.70.
I was going to say exactly that, Matt. They look very comfortable. The heads are nice and still as well, which is what you need in that backstroke, especially being outdoors. They'll train so much on that body position, that head position. And Madison McKenna really working that wall there. Keeping my eye out here on Kelsey Corbett, or is it Savannah Harrison in lane 7 there, who's really made a play and made a move on this third 50.
Yeah, she touched third at the 100 and she's maintained that spot, but she's kept the pace of the lead group. So McKenna just extending her lead. She made about a second, in fact, pretty much exactly a second on Kira Jeffs. And you can see that in that side camera shot. So a perfect illustration of that gap. Just starting to move over. You see her move straight over to her left, moving close to that lane rope. And just struggling under the stress of the end of this race. As she comes down to touch a comfortable win at the end of the day, though, for Madison McKenna. 2:16.97. Kira Jeffs in second. A 2:18.53. She's very happy with that. We love it. Savannah Harrison, as you called, Alex, holding on for third there, 2:19.37. And Madeline Harvey in for fourth. So the girls did a great job there, Alex, didn't they, in just managing their energy and keeping themselves straight in the lane. Although Madison did get a little bit wobbly towards the end there.
Yeah, it is just that fatigue, isn't it, that sets in, especially in these backstroke races. You've got so much lactate in your legs and your arms. You're trying to hold your breath as well. There's Madison McKenna, very happy with that one, waving to the crowd. Great to see all our family members and friends up there with their signs.
Just enjoying the screen time like our athletes have done behind the blocks. So we get the confirmed results now and showing on the screen. It is as it was. Madison McKenna, the gold medalist. Jeffs Harrison rounding out the top three. Rounding out the action for the time being. The girls' 15 years, 200-metre backstroke. Plenty more on the cards as to be expected. You're watching on Nine's Wide World of Sports. Don't go anywhere as we get back to the action shortly. Thanks for watching 9 Now's extended and exclusive coverage of the 2026 Australian Age Championships here on the Gold Coast Aquatic Centre. It's just heating up on night 5. Joining us in the commentary booth now, Emily Seebohm, the champion that is the 200 backstroke up next. One of your favourites.
I absolutely love this event. I think for those 200 backstroke girls out there tonight, the 16-year-olds coming out, it's an exciting opportunity. There's so many tactics that you can deploy here in the 200 backstroke. Kaylee has changed her tactics over the years. She's now developed a very strong start and she continues to just power through a 200. My tactic was always relax in that middle 100 and explode off that last turn. So plenty of different ways to swim it. Heidi Schumack was your fastest qualifier this morning in an absolutely blitzing time of a 2:17.87. She will be strong to beat tonight. She has been strong in a multitude of events, and the 200 backstroke is another gold she wants to add to her chain. But she's going to have quite the battle. Green looked awfully good this morning. She looked like she relaxed in her heat. So it'll be interesting to see her out of lane 3. And also don't forget Mello in 5. So quite the battle on our hands here in this 200 backstroke.
So Schumack entering the water a fraction of a second early there. Bit of a flex. Fourth gold medal up for grabs here for Schumack at these championships. Long hold, but they're off away cleanly here in the 16 years. 200 backstroke, really maximising the time under the water was Sopak's Heidi Schumack in lane 4. As we go through the first 30 metres, we sit here with Schumack, a tactically efficient approach to this race as she builds out half a body length for the second.
She was super quick off the blocks, 0.55, so very fast reaction as she takes that first 50 turn there in that 30.83. She's got almost a second on the field already in that first 50. So Mello in that second turn position, that 31.81. And Crean there in that 31.83 as we see those girls find their rhythm in this 200. Heidi's probably got the stronger of the stroke rate. Crean has a longer stroke, but moving quite well through the water. She's moved into that second position. As they come down to that 100-metre turn now, what do they have left in the tank on this second 100? Turning through in that 104.68 for Schumacher. Crean in that second position, 106.62. And Mello holding on for that third position, 107.63. But look at Schumacher. She is really dominating this field out here in this 200 backstroke.
So 101 in the individual 100 metres, 104 on the turn. But here comes Green in lane 3, just starting to make ever so slight inroads on Schumacher, who holds the lead. The battle for third heating up as well, but we are sitting here with our leader, Heidi Schumacher, 35.11 on that last 50. Green just about, but it's going to have to be a massive effort to stop Schumacher from claiming her 4th individual title at this year's championships. And with 25 metres to go, absolutely technically perfect out in front is Heidi Schumacher. You can see why she's been so dominant, and you can see why she is a star on the rise as she comes down to claim another gold title, stopping the clock 2:13.20. Second goes the way of Crean. And a fantastic final 50 from Jessica Mello for Miami. Gets on the wall third, but 4 gold medals on day 5. Fantastic.
An absolutely smashing 200 backstroke from Heidi Schumacher there. That 2:13.20. A great swim and a great last 50 there. Quite fast on that last one. 33.41 to come home. Crean in that silver medal, that 2:16.36. And Jessica Mello will take home your bronze in that 2:17.67. So a fantastic swim for those ladies. As we have a look at that replay, she absolutely dominated that field, Heidi Schumack. She looked strong from that first 50, was able to keep extending that lead. A little battle towards that last 50, but she was able to take out that win. She will be your age champion in the 200 backstroke for the 16-year-old girls. What a fantastic swim that was, and a name to remember, Heidi Schumack, really dominating here at these age championships.
She certainly is swimming like she's in a race car. Schumacher? Michael? Anyone?
No, nothing on me. Don't tie me to that, please. I want none of that.
Oh, we're having fun here. The lights are on, the music is pumping, and we've got a cracking race coming up. As the boys, 17 years, 100-metre backstroke, walk out to the field, and I'm instantly drawn to the big man, Henry Allen, out of Bendigo East in Victoria, 53.76 this morning, which is actually under the 18 years Australian record.
Crazy to think that the 18-year-old Australian record held by Isaac Cooper, so same person holds the 17 and the 18-year-old record, but the 18-year-old record is 0.5 slower than the 17-year-old record.
That is interesting.
I think, well, it just goes to show that progress is never linear, right? And, of course, we're excited about the prospects that are, but we love that they take their journey to get there. And Isaac Cooper, of course, now a world champion himself. So I'm sure he'll be watching on, hoping that this record isn't taken. But, Alex, you called it right, a big man. And backstroke, we have our tall athletes, but as we look across the field there's one guy head and shoulders quite literally above.
Yeah, I walked past him the other day on pool deck, and I'm 6'5", and he was a little bit taller than I am, so it's a big 17-year-old, and really looking forward to this one. Hopefully he can stay in the middle of the pool. He was a little bit on the lane rope last night in his 50. I reckon we're in for something special here.
Take your marks.
So we are off here. The 17 years, 100 backstroke. We are on record watch again, 53.43 the time. We saw a smashing swim this morning to take lane 4, but we're currently sitting between lanes 6 to 8. Now we swap to 4, and you can see it is Henry Allen pulling away. This race went viral last year when he absolutely obliterated the field, and he's a body length in front at the turn, 26.19. Can you believe it? As we come down to the second 50, it's all Allen out in front. He's leaving the field behind, and he's absolutely dominating this 100 backstroke. Perfectly executed as he comes down to finish it off. Henry Allen, we keep an eye on the top of the screen for the stop of the race. It's going to be Allen, 53.45. A new Australian all-comers record. Just outside the Australian age record. So split the middle. That has us doing our maths.
That was a cracking swim, and we knew from that first opening split of 26.1 that it was on. He's been good. He was 157 flat in the 200, breaking the Australian records there. So he's got the fitness behind him. He knew he could bring it home well. And he did such a good job there. Staying in the middle of the lane, keeping his body still. And this is a star on the rise, and it's going to be exciting to see what he can do this year. There's a number of Aussie teams on offer that Henry can put his hand up for, and he's certainly making the rest of Australia watch.
0.02, that is absolutely nothing when you compare it to that record there. So close, but an absolutely sensational swim still. A 53.45 to be your age champion in the 100 backstroke. As we move along to the next event on the program, this is your boys' 17 years B final of the 100 metres backstroke. So they just missed that top 10 spots, and they came back to do it all again to see if they can improve on their heat time from this morning.
And this is another one of those age groups that has been really deep at these championships. The 17-year-old boys have shown up virtually across every stroke, including here in the free backstroke, in fact. Kopasian for New Zealand will swim out of lane 4, the only athlete under that minute mark. Unlucky to miss out on the final. Only 2 visitors allowed through. So what can the field do? Take the win away from the New Zealander. Away strongly here, the boys' 17 years B final. We're sitting across the middle of the pool. The best of the starts there was absolutely Joshua O'Neill out of lane 6. So he gets busy in this opening 25.
Yeah, looking really strong there. Josh O'Neill from St Andrews. So plenty of backstroke experience in that squad from coach and athletes. He's moving through nicely, really rocketed off that start. But the boys have just caught up to him a little bit in the middle of the pool there. Lachlan Parker and Kopasian moving through nicely. I think it is Lockie Parker moving through the field now in the back half of this race, really working that underwater off the wall there. But geez, the rest of the field starting to catch up to each other here. As you said at the start of the race, Will, it is very deep, this race. And we're going to wait and see who gets their hand on the wall first here, because I'm not going to pick it. It's Callum Fleming in lane 3. Sub 60 and a 59.67. Kopasian there holding on for a 59.79, and Lachlan Parker and Harrison Tancred both under the 60-second mark as well. So great effort there, lads.
Not too sure how to feel about that race. I'd be pretty happy myself. 59.67 to take out the B final.
Faster than what he did this morning. So fantastic to see him being able to convert from heat into final. So those times are official. 59.67 from Callum Fleming to take out the B final of the 17-year-old boys.
So we keep the energy high once again. Another A final up next, the 18 years variety, as we get ready to see another star on the rise. Jack Morrow, the 17-year-old champion from last year. He was very impressive this morning. He won last year in a 54.82. So if we look to the 18-year-old records, 54.02, as we mentioned, just a fraction, a little bit more than a fraction, slower than the 17 years age record. So I am very excited about the likes of Jack Morrow. He was very good at the Junior World Championships last year, and he has an opportunity here to sign himself off from the age champs in fine fashion. And Alex, we've talked throughout the night just how important it is to really represent yourself well at your last age championships.
Absolutely. Jack Morrow, St Andrews again. So the backstroke squad there looking very tidy. Eventually training under Ash Delaney there, so he knows how to swim it. I'm sure he knows how to coach it. And Campbell Wilson Moran not too far away either this morning in the 56.11. Training out of Bond now as well. Got plenty of senior experience in that squad. So these boys being 18 years old, obviously looking to push themselves to the next level, because the next stage is opens. We'll see how fast they can get. I wonder if they've been inspired by Henry Allen there. See if they want to fire off a time of their own.
A few different tactics, jumping in the water. Every athlete preferring to do it their own way. Sitting here in the Japanese cap of lane 4, Jack Morrow ready to race for St Andrews.
Take your marks.
A long hole, but they're off cleanly here. Jack Morrow spearheads the field as we sit now. 5, 6, 7 across. Swimming strongly as well. Lane 8, that's Sam Carmignani of Breakers. Now we move through to the middle of the pool. On your screen, you can see Morrow starting to make his presence felt out of lane 4. He'll lead us through the halfway mark.
Yeah, it was that second 25 where he really moved through there, picking up the stroke rate a little bit, and he's going to have a great underwater as the boys moving through. But Wilson Moran not going anywhere either, having a really solid split there. 26.6 to the feet. 27-0 as Wilson Moran pulling up right next to Morrow now. Just might be sitting on the lane rope just a touch, slowing him down. So Morrow getting the advantage there. And he's going to move through to the finish here as he's just starting to tighten up. But he does get his hand on the wall first. And he's a pretty tidy time there of 55 flat. With Wilson Moran there with a 55.5. And Tate Sirianni at 56.57. So really solid all round there from the boys. And I think Wilson Moran just getting tied up in the lane rope there. It's dark. It's hard to see when you are outdoors. You don't really have anything to guide you on the roof, so it can be tough.
I wonder if we were in an indoor pool just for these backstroke events, whether those times would have changed tonight. I think there might have been a little bit of a deterrent with those lane ropes. I know the boys in those middle lanes were really fighting in that last 25 metres against the lane rope. And ever so slightly, that just digs away at your end result time. So I wonder if they just would have been that bit quicker, and Henry Allen may have broken that Australian record. He should maybe also think about tucking in the hair. That might help too. That .02, there's not much in it, so do everything you can. As we move along to the next final on the cards, this is your 18 years B final.
Trim your eyebrows as well.
We've seen some rock stars tonight, though. Like some of them leaving the earrings out and everything. It's all about the camera, of course.
Bit of pizzazz.
We'll see.
Personality. It's some personality, right?
That's what we need.
Take your marks.
So another exceptionally long hold there for the start of the 18 years, boys, as our officials let the athletes be set. And be set they are now as they make their way through this opening 50. The B final for the 18 years boys. William O'Neill looks to be up there with the best, just actually fading off the lead. The lead looks to sit with Hughes, but we've had some absolute nightmares calling it through this evening. Hughes, nope, he's not leading. Shadforth is.
Yes, he is, but it is a tight race there, Will. Vasaro there in lane 5, not too far away. O'Neill as well, as the race starts to open up just a touch. And it is Shadforth moving through now. But even out down there, Solomon Freeman in lane 9, making a good play. So very even across the board as the boys moving through now. It is Shadforth. He led from the front, put his hand up, wanted to get a better time than this morning, and he will in a 58.67. O'Neill really finishing strong there. Great last lap, 30.1. So he will finish second in a 59.15. And Vasaro, 59.89. So good job to the boys. Getting under that minute. It's always good in the 100 backstroke. Good goal again on that 60-second mark. So very good for the B final.
Yeah, Tomo Shadforth, you could see that he wanted all the smoke off the blocks, and he got it at the end. A confident victory going his way. Well, he switched it up a little bit. I mean, the 100 to the 50 is not a dramatic difference, but I love seeing these 17, 18-year-olds take to the 50 breaststroke. We saw last night the lane 4 athlete in this final, Lily Kosh. The Victorians won the state relay, and I mean, admittedly, she did have Henry Allen handing over to her, but she went 30.8 in that relay split. So I'm excited to watch her do it individual.
Same, 30.9 is the record for the 17 years, 50-metre breaststroke. So we'll keep an eye on that one. As you said, a 30.8 with the fly start last night, 31.5 this morning. You just want to see a little bit of a time drop, so hopefully she's swimming out of her skin. Lily Kosh, good up-and-coming breaststroke swimmer out of Victoria. Love to see it. The Vics have been on fire this week. Something in the water down there.
Well, the Big V, they've always they've been looming. You know, they've got such a big membership base in Victoria, and we've seen some really good programs put people on teams for such a long time. I mean, the battles between Nunawading and Melbourne Vic Centre going all the way back has been incredible. So there's no reason why that next level of talent can't come from Victoria, and I'm sure, as we say that, the Queenslanders will certainly have something to say. I'm in dangerous territory right here.
And I grew up in Victoria. I'm Victorian at the heart.
You're in danger at this end.
Take your marks.
So our 17-year-olds hit the water for the 50 breaststroke final. Melbourne Vic Centre well represented through Kosh this morning, and you sit with her now as she makes her way down this 50. It's a strong breaststroke, it's a fast breaststroke, and it's a breaststroke that is leading this race as we come down with 20 metres to swim. The challenge comes from Bergen in 3, Pope trying to lift, as well as Wilson in 5 and 6. But you'd have to say from this point it'll be enough, and it should be, as Lily Kosh comes down to stop the clock, 31:49. It wasn't all Kosh's way, but it was enough to get the win. 31:49, Olympia Pope in second. Bergen holding on from that fast start to round out the top 3. And it's played out almost as expected. Lanes 4, 5 and 3 on the podium. A strong race from Lily Kosh.
She will be your gold medalist in that 31:49. Olympia Pope will take home the silver in the 31:91. And Bergen there with the bronze, 32:13. That was your 17-year-old girls 50-metre breaststroke. Results on your screen right now. Lily Kosh taking home the national title as we head along to the next event on our program. This is your B final of the 17-year-old girls 50 metres breaststroke.
Take your marks.
The girls are away. This is your B final. Powering through 50 metres of breaststroke. Coming up and very strong is Simmons in 5. But looking good is Schneider in 3 as they come down to 25 metres left to swim. The battle of getting that stroke rate as high as you can in that breaststroke for the final half of this race. They're really battling through here. Lou looks good in 4. As we come down to that touch, it's who can get their hands on the wall first. And it is Lou in that 33.35. A fantastic swim from our visitor out of lane 4. 33.41. And Simmons 33.49. A very tight 4 places there, all in that 33 mark. So a fantastic race from our B final.
It's good to hear all the support there for you as well. Lou, sorry. As she powered through those final stages. Surrey Park clearly showing up with a whole host of supporters. And Yuxi Lou happy with that to take the win. It was a close final, as it was called. It's certainly the way we like to race these 50s. Feels like we've been blessed throughout the competition with really solid 50-metre performances, and I think we'll have another one coming up in a second as we meet our finalists in the girls. 18 years 50-metre breaststroke. Julia Spedding in the water again. She can do it all.
Massive night of racing for Spedding. She is your fastest qualifier for this A final in that 32.22. So she will be the one to watch. The 2 right next to her in lane number 5 from Brisbane Grammar. Going to give her a race for her money here in that 33.05. And Mounter had a great swim this morning in 33.10, but it is going to be very tight in this final. We saw in that B final just before, it comes down to that hand on the wall and making sure that you're in the right stroke to finish on a beautiful stroke and not a short or a long. So we'll see what these girls can do in this A final. The 50 metres breaststroke, racing for gold, silver and bronze to call yourself the H champion. And the last chance here for these 18-year-olds.
Looking forward to this one. The girls would have seen the 17-year-old A final throw down the challenge there, 31.4 and a 31.9. So let's see what we'll see. Julia Spedding, fresh off her 400 IM.
Take your marks.
And the girls are away in your 18 years A final for this 50 breaststroke. We do look towards the middle of the pool. Julia Spedding, fastest qualifier this morning by about a second, just under Elaine Chu there in lane 5. But it is Spedding who had the best of the starts as we move through the first 25 metres. She's looking to power through. Chu not going anywhere, and Ella Mounter moving up fast as well. But it is Julia Spedding moving through. She's got about half a body length on the rest of the field here, and she will touch the wall in a 32.24. Your national champion. Elaine Chu doing a really good job there, getting her hand on the wall. 32.76. And Munda Soko in third, 32.97. She's a visitor from Fiji. It will be Ella Mounter that rounds it out, the top 3.
Fantastic swim from those 18-year-olds in that A final. So Julia Eve Spedding will take the gold in that 32.24. Fantastic result for all those ladies, as those results are now official on your screen. Ella Mounter, due to our visitor, will get the bronze medal. As we have a look at the next event on the program, the boys 13 to 14 years, 200 metres breaststroke. Sonny Quito has absolutely been on fire. He had the longest celebration I've ever seen after a race, after his 400 IM win on night 1. And I hope if he is able to take this one out, his celebration is even longer again. It was almost as long as his race, so we'll see if he can do a longer one tonight.
You can already see all the photographers getting themselves into position, getting ready just for the case. And you know what? Deservedly so. To win a national title is such an achievement, and I love seeing these athletes really celebrate here. You can often get sucked into the sports science of the swimming and, I didn't execute my third turn to the exact level that I trained it. But to see the happiness on these 13-year-olds, that's what I love about the Australian Age Champs.
Yeah, got to claim it at the Age Champs, because Opens is tough. It's tough to get a win there. So when you get a win your Age Championships, just show it off a little bit. I remember having a couple of flexes throughout my age group, and there he is. He points to the crowd. He's slapping his chest. He is ready to rock and roll. And the rest of the field is going to go out with him as well. So pretty tight through the heats this morning. Sonny Quito with a 228. Nash Hawkins with that 229. And a few 233s, 232s.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to have it his own way, Sonny Quito, which is exactly what we want to see as well. Swimmers loving it, but swimming loving the racing as well. So the 13 years boy is about to take to the water. The 200 breaststroke ahead of them. And as we've called out, a national title on the line.
Take your marks.
Off and racing, we move through event 68, the 13 years final in the water. Really using all the time under the water through the first 15 is Quito, up and going strongly in 6 is Chang for New Swim. So a number of clubs represented across the pool. As we look down this first 50, you can see the battle between a very traditional breaststroke of Hawkins and a very efficient breaststroke of Quito in 4. But those two will be near the front. Sitting in second as well should be Chang.
Hawkins with a beautiful glide onto that first turn, that 32.84. Chang next to him in 6, 33.03. And Yo in 7 in that third position, 33.57. Sonny Quito in 4, just behind the pace there in that 33.76. As he's starting to make his move, long and strong in this 200 breaststroke. As they're coming down to that 100-metre turn now, Hawkins still in front and leading the pack through. But the battle now, Chang and Quito, as they battle out at that second mark there is still Chang. Hawkins in front in that 109.98, 111.42 for Chang, and Quito in that third position now in that 111.57.
Yeah, they're looking good out there. Nash Hawkins keeping those long strokes moving well. Not fatiguing too much. But we'll see what the rest of the field has in store. But he's extended that lead in that third 50. Sonny Quito moving up into that sole second position. And Liam Chang holding on to that bronze medal for the time being. Rest of the field slowly creeping up, but it is Nash Hawkins dropping that 36.9. He's picked up the stroke rate now. He's got a little bit of energy left. But Sonny Keto is slowly starting to get rid of that gap. But I think Nash Hawkins might have this. I'm calling it early. We got 15 to go. Nash Hawkins is looking good. Holding that stroke together well as he moves down to the final 5 metres. And it will be Nash Hawkins that takes out the national title. And that is a new Australian age group record there from Nash Hawkins.
Wow, we knew it was fast. We knew it was going to take a lot to get over the top of Keto, but to fly home 112 on that second 100 is absolutely fantastic. The fastest ever Australian over the 200 breaststroke at 13 years of age. A very well-deserved reaction from Corrimal. Nash Hawkins, remember the name. He's just taken the former world record holder out of the record book, Zach Stubbley-Cook, 224.83. So, Alex, he's not just beaten it, he's obliterated it.
He has indeed, and if that's anything to go by, Zach Stubbley-Cook, the Olympic gold medalist. What a cracking swim there from Nash Hawkins.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm speechless.
Deserved reaction. I think he could have given us a bit more. That was a fantastic swim.
Do you know what I liked about Nash Hawkins there is that 36.94 at the 150 mark, and then that 36.13, such a strong back end, so that second 50 was a little bit more relaxed and he was able to come home really strong in that final 100. Absolutely blitzing the field in that 223.05 and smashing that Australian record from Zach Stubbley-Cook. So a fantastic swim from Nash Hawkins. What a way for a 13-year-old to come to your first age championship and win that. So he's down with Matt on pool deck.
What a way indeed, Em. What a way to win your first national championship. You smashed that record. That was Zach Stubbley-Cook's record. Did you know?
No, didn't really. But I met him the other day and I told him that I just look up to him and that.
What did he give you any advice? What did he say to you?
He kind of just asked me what my times were for all the events, and we just had a nice chat.
Well, if you catch him again, just say, yeah, I smashed your record.
Thanks.
Fantastic swim. You took it out hard. How did you feel, when you were coming back? It must have hurt, but you knew you were onto something good.
It really hurt. I didn't know where my competitors were. So, yeah, it was pretty good.
Awesome work. Fantastic swim. We can't wait to see you next time you break Zach Stubbley-Cook's next record.
Thank you.
What a heart warmer there, Em. And also, just wanted to shout out Sonny Keto. He swam the 5th fastest time of all time in this event to claim the silver medal. We're lucky to see the talent, and we're lucky to hear from Nash Hawkins as well.
Absolutely unbelievable. And maybe Zach was asking him his times to see if his record was going to get stolen. And it was stolen, and he ran away with it. Nash Hawkins, your age champion in that 223.05, and a silver medal for Sonny Keto, and a bronze from Liam Chang, as that rounds out the field for those 13-year-olds. And we move now to our 14-year-olds A final, and we had such a battle this morning between Richards and Anderson. They were in the same heat, so they had quite a lot of fun this morning, really trying to fight for that lead position. O was in a heat by himself and really had to work to maintain that lead that he had. So this is going to be an absolutely cracking race in this 200 breaststroke.
Oh, I can't wait for it. And we saw the 200 breaststrokes deliver in spades already through the older age group. So we know how well the Somerset boys have been swimming. Anderson, of course, representing them from lane 5. We know how well Quinn Richards has been swimming. We keep an eye just ever so slightly on the national record again here, 2:19.73. It's going to take a big effort from these athletes, but we do have the talent in the pool. I do love these Somerset boys. They're here to play. They look like absolute rock stars, and they are ready to race 14 years boys 200 breast.
Take your marks.
Something in the water at Somerset, I'd say.
So let's find out what's in this water as they dive into it and have the 200 breaststroke ahead of them, up and going quickly. Quinn Richards already taking a national record in the 100 breaststroke. As mentioned, the time to beat 2:19.73. We want to see them out 31 high to 32 low, and we can see the battle forming on the screens there through Anderson, really working hard this opening 50.
Yeah, the boys out the front there doing a really good job so far, not overrating, just holding their strokes where they need to be in this 200. Here's Levi Anderson from that Somerset squad that has done so well over this meet, leading out in a 31.4, but not far behind is Quinn Richards and Taewoo Oh.
I was watching Quinn Richards 100, and he looked like he would suit the 200. That's how it looks as well as he comes down to the 100 mark.
Absolutely, and you quite often see that with the breaststrokers. They have a nice, controlled, long technique, and you'll see it even more accentuated in this 200 version as he's moved through to take us round in a 106.9. So as we said, a 222.9 this morning. The record watch, 219.73, and that is William Petrick, who is going so well these days, swimming out of Nuttawading. But the boys in the middle of the pool doing a fantastic job. Quinn Richards and Levi Anderson coming up just to the shoulder of Richards here as we're moving through to this 150-metre mark, still holding that nice long technique. And Taewoo Oh as well, out in lane 3. We are in store for a absolutely stunning last lap as they turn around, 143.6.
We are right on it.
All right, let's go, boys. We're cheering them home as they come down the top 3, battling for that 14-year-old national championships.
What is the time going to be as we have 3 right next to each other? Anderson is lifting for Somerset. We've seen them take gold through the breaststroke, and he's lifting hard. In fact, he's pulled level with Richards. We keep one eye on the clock and one eye on the race. It's still Richards holding on, and Richards should get there on the touch. He does. 2:21.4. That is exceptionally close to that national record time as well, and he knows it as he reacts there. 36.54 to anchor it home. But what a swim between those top 3. He called it through. Alex, Richards, Anderson, Oh, all so incredibly quick. They're just 14 years old.
Yeah, they did a fantastic job there, and a great work to race each other as well. Get a quick look at where your competitors are on each of those turns, and I'm sure there would have been a few glances heading into that last turn. And boy, oh boy, it was close. It was Levi Anderson that just picked up his rate and did so well to try and get his hand on the wall. Hopefully a battle that'll continue through the age groups. They can push each other to get better and faster each year.
We just had 3 of the top 7 times of all time in the 14 years breaststroke come from that heat itself. You're up there with the likes of Zach Stubley-Cook, Matthew Wilson, Nicholas Stupas, Leonard Bremer, William Petrick. Now add Richards, Anderson and O, all putting themselves in that company.
So Richards will take out the gold medal. Anderson will get the silver, and O will nab that bronze medal as we move along to the next event on the program. This is your girls, 13 years, 100 metres butterfly. Another great race on offer here. Our fastest qualifier, Hill, out of lane number 4. Now, she did that from a very late heat this morning, a massive PB. She was a 107 in the program and was able to drop into that 103.58. An absolutely cracking swim to take that lane 4 number spot in this A final. She's going to have quite the battle with McKay right next to her in 5 and McCall in lane 3.
So they get ready for this 100 final. It's 7:54 local time, so they've had to go and ride the ups and downs of a finals program to get ready for this. But as we look across the field, all looking quietly confident.
They certainly are. The number one goal here is to improve from heat to final. And the biggest goal is obviously to win the gold medal. So gold, silver and bronze on offer right now.
Take your marks.
So we wait to watch to see who turns that confidence into that gold medal. A fantastic start and off the blocks coming from Amaya Hill of St. Peter's Western in 4. You can see the field starting to react as they move through the 25-meter mark. Sitting on the screen at the top of the screen is Hill as we come down to the turn. How does it sit? There it is. Amaya Hill is flying through this opening 50.
Looking strong at that turn. Turns through in that 28.87. A cracking first 50. Nixon out of lane 2 in that second position in that 29.65. And McKay in that third position on the wall, 29.75. 25 metres left to swim. Hill is trying to hold on to the lead. Nixon battling to get that gold medal as those girls are starting to move through. McKay in 5, really battling it out. It's going to come 2 hands on the wall. Nixon's got more pace behind her. Hill ever so slightly in front as they come down to the touch. It's Young from 7 that takes it. Molly Young in 1:03.12. What a finish on the wall. Hill in the silver medal, that 1:03.31. And Nixon with the bronze in 1:03.32. What an absolutely cracking finish onto the wall for Molly Young to take out the gold medal. She will be your age champion. What a swim that was.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
That was crazy. Look at this shot here. Molly Young.
She didn't look anywhere near it, and then under the flag, she was just able to dominate to the wall. Insane swim to watch. That 1:03.12 will take the gold medal. Hill with the silver and Nixon with the bronze. Wow. I hope we see that again. That was absolutely incredible.
That, oh my goodness. I mean, there's no doubt who takes the chockies tonight. The 13-year-old girls have delivered in spades, and Molly Young putting her best foot forward. That's why you practice those finishes.
That's absolutely what it's all about. Those butterfly and breaststroke finishes are the hardest ones to get right. And Molly Young just absolutely nailed it. As we have a look now, this is your 13 years B final of the 100 butterfly.
Take your marks.
So our B finalists hit the water here for that 100 butterfly attempt. Good start on the top of the field, sitting now with MLC, Melbourne in lane 4 through Simmons, Chen in the middle of the pool. But the best of the starts, no doubt, O'Keefe out in lane 1.
Yeah, the girls have got off to a cracking start as they're moving through. It's a bit of a blanket field at this point. But you're right, Will. Lane 2, Charlotte Brown, 30.53. As all the girls come off the wall, really work those underwaters and are moving through nicely. The rest of the field kind of catching up now to Charlotte Brown. It's hard to split this one. But Brown doing a really good job out there. Still leading the charge, looking nice and high on top of the water. And she's moving through. I think it is going to be Brown that leads the way. But definitely don't count out the middle of the pool, Kimberly Chan, who, like the last heat, finishes well, gets her hand on the wall first.
1:05.89 for Chan to take out that B final. Brown with that 1:06.13 and Simmons third to the wall, 1:06.46. So a great job from those ladies to be able to improve from this morning's results. As those results are official on your screen, that was your B final of your 13-year-old girls 100-meter butterfly. We now move along to your 14 years 100-meter butterfly A final. Our fastest qualifier there in lane 4, Charlton with that 1:03.26. So we saw the 13-year-old girls win in that 1:03.1. Can we see our 14-year-old girls beat that time tonight?
Well, hopefully. There's certainly the talent there. But you're right on. exactly where it was this morning. Let's see if it's anything like the 13-year-olds, it's going to be all the way down to the finish. We have the talent across the pool. A lot of Queenslanders ready to race here and put their best foot forward.
Alberton in 7. She was well seated this morning, a little bit more relaxed this morning, so she's put herself out in that lane, number 7 for this final. So it'll be interesting to see what she can do from lane 7. Obviously, with that butterfly, it doesn't really matter where you sit in the field. I think it is easier for some of the other strokes to be in the centre, but for butterfly, we'll see what she can do from 7. She swims at Miami. But Innes in 5, very strong this morning in her heat. And we'll see what these ladies can produce in this 14-year-olds A final 100-metre butterfly.
Another chance to be crowned Australian champion. 14 years girls.
Take your marks.
Underway here. The 14 years A final for the 100 butterfly. Looking across the field, everyone getting off nicely. Out in lane 2 looks the best of them though for Carlisle Nader, off in 0.7 of a second. So as we sit now with O'Connell out of 3, we wait to see how the field is positioned. A strong butterfly start. As we go to the turn though, it's a blanket across again. They're making us work for it, these 14 years girls. It's Nader that leads through, in fact, capitalising on the fast start. Alberton, though, sitting second and looking very dangerous.
They come down, 25 metres left to swim. The battle is now on. Who can hold the stroke together? So Nada was able to lead us through that first 50. As those girls in the middle lanes now trying to make a break for that lead very tight as they come under the flags. Maybe Alberton in 7. And it is. Alberton gets it in that 1:03.24 in front of Innes, that 1:03.34. And Meshner third to the wall in that 1:03.38. What a finish onto the wall from Roxanne Alberton, taking out your 14-year-olds 100-metre butterfly. Seems pretty happy with that. That 1:03.24. A fantastic time for our winner. Sophie Innes will take home the silver medal in that 1:03.34. And Abby Meshner with the bronze medal in that 1:03.38. What a finish on the wall that was. Another cracking result here at the 100 butterfly here at the Gold Coast Aquatic Centre.
She even surprised herself by the looks of it, Roxanne Alberton, so that was fantastic. And like we saw in the 13 years A final, Molly Young just sneaking through the field there and getting her hand on the wall first. It was much the same with Roxanne Alberton then. So
maybe it's lucky lane 7. Molly Young was in 7. Roxanne Alberton was in 7. Let's have a look at this B final. Your 14-year-old girls B final, 100 metres butterfly.
Charlotte Bean with all the pressure on her now, out of lane 7 for Nudgee College. She looks ready to race though, as does the field. 1:05.02, the fastest through Jasper Barnett.
I used to quietly love it when you're in a heat behind someone and they go a fast time in your lane.
Lucky
Take your marks.
Love that. So we miss lane 4, in fact, as we get into the business of the B final, the 14 years 100 butterfly. We sit here with lane 3. That's Lexi Mulcahy of Carlisle. They've had a busy program. The Mulcahy's out the top of the field though. It's a battle between Harris and Neo for the lead, and swimming strongly is lane 7, in fact. That's Charlotte Bin. In fact, she might even turn first.
yep, she will turn first. Charlotte Bin, she'll lead us through in 29.63. Really strong off the start there, and she's really utilised that wall as well as we're moving down to the last 25 metres of this race. But Mello next to her in lane 6, coming up right beside her as we look to the other side of the pool as well. Maya Harris and Neo out there in lane 1, making a play for the the B final title as well. As they move through, it looks like it's going to be Mello who's leading the way, but even Maya Harris out there will get her hand on the wall first. So it will be Maya Harris. Really strong through the back end of that race there. 104.1. Mello not too far behind at 104.29. And Bien. Good to see some emotions there from Maya Harris.
104.16 to take out the B final of the girls 14 years. That's a fast time. 104.16 at 14 years of age. So well done to Harris, taking that one out confidently in the end. Coming over the top of Mello and Bien, ending lane 7's reign over this 100 butterfly. We
look forward to the next event on the program. That is your boys' 15 years, 200-metre butterfly A final. Labara. Now, he is a name that we have heard a lot already, and it's only day 5 of the competition.
Yeah, he has been immense from Wagga Wagga. I mean, no surprise. The country kids are built different, and certainly living up to the hype is Andrea Labara. He was big at last year's championships as well, breaking a couple of records. So certainly a name on the rise, and we'll see what he has in store for us. This 15 years 200 fly final, 206.06 his time this morning. So swimming up there with some of the best, the 16-year-olds. William Eisen will swim out of lane 5 for Nepean. And Lawrence's athlete, Timothy Whelm, also been massive through these champs. You just saw him on the screen.
Another one to watch also, my pick, is lane number 8, Thomas Bridie. He's been very strong in those distance events. So we'll see how he goes here in this 200 butterfly. Obviously, the harder events, one of the harder events on the program is this 200 butterfly. It's very taxing on the upper body and the lower body, and it means a lot of power and strength from these boys.
Well, Bridie was in one of the later heats this morning and actually swam himself into the final. So as you picked up there, he has been massive this comp. A lot of these athletes are 200 butterflies. They don't mind a bit of pain.
Take your marks.
So we've seen a number of athletes claiming multiple gold medals. Labara's already taken 2, looking for his 3rd. What a start from Charlie Potts and Timothy Whelm out in lane 6. Whelm sitting in the center of your screen there as we now move to Labara that swims from 4 for Wagga Wagga. And he will lead some of the chasers, but Whelm for Lawrence absolutely flying through this 27-1. Opening it up. This could be a massive swim. We're going to see some fireworks here. It's either going to be an exceptionally fast time or an exceptionally good race.
What a cracking first 50 for Whelm there in that 27.10. The next person, 28.49 for Eisen. 0.1 second, 0.39 behind the field as they turn through at this 100-metre mark. He's holding on, Whelm, in 58.58, taking these boys through. The only boy under that sub-minute barrier. Eisen in the second position in 00.44 and Labara in that 00.50. He is really flying through this first 100. I'm hoping that he is able to hold this race together as those boys in those middle lanes really now trying to make their move. He's a body length in front of the field. As he's coming up to that 150-metre turn, can he hold this race together for that final 50?
Well, this is the danger point here. Eisen Labara would have taken a lot of confidence from that third 50, but Whelm with an answer on the turn. He's got to hold it together. We were promised a fast time or a fantastic race, and I think we're going to get the latter as Eisen and Labara lifting. Whelm coming back to the field. Hold on, son, there's 15 to come, but Labara and Eisen now take the lead and fight for the gold. They're stroke for stroke all the way to the touch. Labara, Eisen, it goes to Eisen. 0.01 of a second between the top two. You cannot believe it. A fast swim and a great race. William Ison had to work for that one all the way through. Timothy Whelm holds on for a very well-deserved bronze medal. But these youngsters are putting on a show tonight.
What a cracking first 100 from Whelm. He held the lead for 150 metres and was taken over in the last 25 metres to go of that race. He will take the bronze medal. Ison was able to get his hands on the wall before anyone else. He takes your gold medal in a cracking 2:04.81.01 in front of Labara, who will take the silver medal in that 2:04.82. We never see a 200 butterfly as close as that. That was fantastic to watch.
Yeah, really good effort there. Wow, I actually thought they dead heated, but not to be. 0.01, the smallest of margins between first and second. Timothy Whelm just felt the piano on the last 25 metres there, just straight on the back. He could do absolutely nothing about that charge from the rest of the field there.
No, and what else can you hope for as an athlete? He committed fully and wholeheartedly to the race, and the good news is...
Hope for the ball to get closer.
Yeah. His coach has got to be pretty happy. He did exactly what he was asked to do. It just couldn't hold on for that final 25 metres. As we look now, this is your 16-year-olds 200-metre butterfly A final.
They have equally as stacked a field here. Angus Cran enters in for Nudgee College. Out of lane 4, Maxwell Cunningham at Brisbane Grammar. They've already had a gold medal in the 200 butterfly this evening. Coming through Charlie Lutton, of course. 2:02.83. This is a fast age group as well. The time it took to win last year, 2:03.69 by Archer Kreuzberger. So we keep an eye on exactly how deep these boys can go. So we see there Gillen of Novocastrian out in lane 0. It was a 2:09.18 to get in out of lane 9, but lane 0 was 2:06.9. So 2:06.9 through to 2:02.4 as the fastest through. Don't think we'll see 0.01, but I think it will be very tight. I mean, we could.
Take your marks.
So our final male event in the water for night 5 of the 2026 Australian Championships. And what a way to finish it. The absolute testing ground that is the 16 years boys 200 butterfly. There was nothing splitting Cran and Cunningham. Sitting now with Cran on your screen, you can see completing every stroke at the front exactly the way we want to see a 200 butterfly started. Leading through, though, will be the big man in Maxwell Cunningham. 26.62 is a fantastic way to start this race.
Yeah, they're doing really well so far. Maxwell Cunningham setting it up. Angus Cran and Adrian Chan not too far behind. Like we saw in the last race, it will be the middle of the pool. As Cunningham looking really nice and solid here, just trying to set that race up. Not overstroking, not putting too much effort in, and timing this turn to perfection. He's holding on to the lead. Actually, it's changed. It is Cran that will lead us through in a 57.20. Cunningham not too far behind, 57.23. As we might see a bit of a lead change now in these 200s. That third 50 is where it makes or breaks us. So we'll see what happens here as Cran moving forward now, getting about half a body length over Adrian Chan and Maxwell Cunningham. And out there in lane 6, Danny Baxter starting to move through now, putting together a really great 50 metres there. As they turn for home now, it is Cran that's going to lead them through, but keep your eye on Danny Baxter, who outsplit the field there, who is moving through nicely.
A national title on the line. What's the battle going to be? It's Cran still holding the lead. Baxter's pushed hard, but it's not going to be enough as he comes down with 5 to swim. Nudgee College get another 59.80. cracking the 2-minute mark there. 1:59.80. A very happy Angus Cran, a very deservedly happy Angus Cran as well, as he also dips under the junior Pan Pac qualifying time. A fantastic swim to take the gold medal. Second going the way of Baxter. Started so hard. Lincoln Waring storming home in that final 50 out of lane 2, Alex. 31.3. Again, another butterfly coming from nowhere.
Yeah, absolutely. And Lincoln Waring's got that freestyle, the distance freestyle to his name. But yeah, he was nowhere to be seen and just absolutely rocketed home with some even splits there too. All 32s on his last 3 50s.
Taking a leaf out of Harry Turner's book there and takes the win in that 16-year-old boys 200-metre butterfly. He will take your gold medal, that 1:59.80. Danny Baxter gets the silver in 2:00.87. Lincoln Waring with the bronze in that 2:02.10.
Yeah, they're doing a great job, the boys. One of you get to train up there with Harry Turner. They mix the opens and the age guys. I know they would have a big program up there, and it's only growing. Sean Crow's up there still.
Yes, he is. Yep.
Love Crowy. Good man.
So Harry Turner went away and did some altitude training and did a little bit more freestyle training too. So I spoke to Crowy at the Australian Open. So he was very excited to see what Harry Turner can do in that freestyle as well as that butterfly. But we move along now. This is the last event on the program tonight. Your girls, 15 to 16 years, 1,500 freestyle. So this one is not only physical strength, but mental strength of these ladies. Chandler known as that dominant distance program, and they show it again here with Ava Hogan and Olivia Galea in 4 and 5. But Mulcahy will be strong in lane number 5 from Carlisle. As the battle here is who can win as a 15-year-old and who can win as a 16-year-old. So only 4 15-year-olds in tonight's final. So we took the times of those girls this morning, and we'll see if they can do enough to win a medal here in tonight's final.
Yes, few good seat times in here, only split by about a couple of seconds. So we should be in for a good race. We're looking towards the middle of the pool, seeing who's going to set themselves up first, get themselves into that rhythm. Spoke last night about the stroke race and the timing and counting your strokes and how important that is in a distance race, just to know where you are sitting and how fast you are going.
Take your marks.
So 30 laps left on night 5's program. This is the girls, 15, 16 years, 1,500-metre freestyle. This has been Nine's Wide World of Sports, the extensive and exclusive coverage of the 2026 Australian Age Championships. Another national title on the line. In fact, 2 on the line for both the 15 and 16 years age group. We'll see, of course, the 15 years competing in lane 4 Chandler, Ava Hogan, and she's mixing it up in second with Jessica Osborne of Marion taking it out for the 15 years age group as well, turning through 30.47. Sitting in the middle of the pool there is Ava Hogan of Chandler in a lockstep battle with Olivia Galea, one of the rising open water stars in Australia. So those two now will sit as our leaders. 100-metre swum, but as we've seen throughout the championships, the 1,500 metres can be won on the last stroke.
Galea leading them through in that 1:03.28. Hogan second on that 100-metre turn, 1:03.32. And Mulcahy third at that 100-metre mark, 1:03.80 there, as they really settle into their rhythm here in the 1,500. The two girls battling it out from Chandler in 3 and 4. So Galea and Hogan trying to pull away from the rest of the field here. Mulcahy holding on still in that 3rd position as they are really battling it through here in this 1,500.
Yeah, just settling into their strokes nicely for the girls. Getting into that rhythm of this 1,500-metre race. It's a long way. They will be looking at each other, trying to pace each other as well. It's always good to swim next to someone. I'm sure they do it in training all the time. Hogan and Galea, as they're moving through, setting the pace for each other. These would be so many sets that they'd be eyeballing each other every day, morning and night, trying to get the best out of each other and pushing each other. That's what training partners are for, using each other and maybe setting themselves the same goals, or cracking onto a junior Australian team or a senior Australian team one day. Geez, it'd be amazing if they could do it together.
They sit at that 16:46.72 for Ava Hogan, and Olivia Galea sits at that 16:55.11. So they're the times that they need to beat here tonight to get that personal best time. Hogan still leading them through in that 2:42.08. Galea in that 2:42.50. So not much in it for those top two competitors. And look how they've made a break from the rest of the field.
Yeah, this is a very classy move from both these athletes, not being afraid to commit to it early. Earlier this year, Galea and Mulcahy went stroke for stroke at the Australian Open Water Championships, where Galea ended up taking the gold medal in the 16 years age group by over 6 minutes to second place. But the 15 years age group race at the same time, and Isabel Mulcahy was just 3 seconds behind her. So to see these athletes commit to the race early, it would break the heart of those competing around them. But a very smart tactical move. They obviously know each other and the way that they like to race together. So I love to see Ava Hogan as that 15-year-old just committing to it. And as we can see, we'll come down and turn around that 4:24 mark, 400 metres swum. It's often a race that you can get so wrong if you overcommit to the race early. But as we look down the pool here with Ava Hogan, our leader, not engaging those legs too much, which is the way that we've seen women's distance freestyle really transform, led by the likes of Katie Ledecky. It's obviously changing now with the likes of McIntosh and Pallister really making waves on that scene. Waves is an understatement as a short course world record holder, of course, Lani Pallister. But 4:20 turning us through the 400-metre mark. I love the way that Hogan has set this up.
Great battle for that third position currently with Baldwin. Molly Baldwin out there of lane number 6 in that 4:27.39. And Isabel Mulcahy right next to her in that 4:27.77. So that nice battle in that third position. Hogan settled into that top position at the moment in lane number 4. Galea holding on in that second position.
Yeah, the girls are out there doing a fantastic job. It's been a busy week for most of the swimmers in the pool. These girls are no different.
Matt is going to give us some behind-the-scenes knowledge as we see him somewhere on pool deck.
I am here. I'm not sure where I am. No, I do know where I am. I'm in the marshalling area, and I want to show you a little bit about what the athletes go through before they come out. So they sit in this sort of horse-shaped marshalling area. It's a bit strange. They kind of stare each other down before the race. They can see up here on a big screen all of the action on 9 Now before or after they do their warm-up in the pools just out there. And then they walk out exactly as you are doing now here onto the main competition pool. Once they've done their swim, and hopefully they win, they come over here for their medal presentation. Hopefully, if I wait here long enough, I might get one. I'm still waiting for my gold. But then I'll show you over here. We've got the backstroke starters here. This is where all the officials stand and check all the races, making sure in the 1500, making sure that they touch evenly with their feet, making sure that everything is legal and any times that are ratified. We've got some of the greats of the sport looking down, looking across. We've got Mitch Larkin here, Kate Campbell, not sure who that one is, and then Kieran Perkins, obviously, and Ian Thorpe as we're coming through. And you can see in the 1500, obviously, the last 100 metres, we've got the bell, so you can see the bell there. Also next to that, you see the little red buttons. I won't press it now, but that's one of the redundancies. So if the touchpad doesn't work, the official is there to press the button when they see them touch the wall. We also have, if you come over here a little bit more, some high-speed cameras. I'm not sure whether you'll be able to see with the lights there, but we've got some high-speed cameras and they look down onto the finish. So if there are any discrepancies with placings, timings, we can double-check that with those cameras. So now coming down, the race is still on, by the way, and they're doing an awesome job. But as we're coming down here, this is the coaches' box where the coaches will come check out their races, get their times, get their ratings, cheer them on, wave them on, as we do. And then this is our extended viewing area for the athletes and other coaches to come down. So that's a little bit of behind the scenes here at the Gold Coast Aquatic Centre.
One of the best facilities in the country. MTV, welcome to my crib. Thanks very much, Matt Welsh, for showing us around. As we look to the water, Ava Hogan doing a fantastic job as it was called through. She's really starting to develop such a fantastic lead over the field. That goes without saying, but each 50 is about 0.7 to a second faster than anyone else in the field. Interesting point on what Matt made. If we think back to the 2016 Olympic Games, that viral photo of Michael Phelps looking absolutely disgusted in the field, I don't know if we would have had the same relationship between Ava Hogan and Olivia Galea.
I honestly didn't think Matt was going to stop talking, so I stopped listening to him a fair way into that. As we have a look back at the racing action here at the Gold Coast Aquatic Centre, Ava Hogan doing a great job of dominating this 1500. She's sitting in that first mark, and she's got about 7 metres on the field here as she comes into that turn at the 800-metre mark in that 8:49.98. Really excelling here in this 1500. Olivia Galea there in that second position in that 8:56.14. And Belden in that third position in that 9:01.51. So a fantastic job from our 15-year-old to be leading this field through.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't really put together a more strong race than what we're seeing here from Ava Hogan. There's only 650 metres to come, and she is all but eyed off that gold medal going her way. I really can't see anything happening. In fact, if you look at her splits over the last couple of 50s, she's continuing to get stronger, and I expect what we can see from this Chandler athlete is in about 125 metres time now, we're going to see another visible jump. So she's sitting around that 33.5 second 50 at the moment. I expect to see that come down to 33 low, hold those 106, 106.5s through that final 500 metres, and we should be on for a fantastic personal best. At just 15 years of age, I'd love to see the 16:30 something.
Yeah, it'd be a fantastic effort. We get down to those 16 lows, start pushing towards those times, and eventually the goal should be the 15s for the girls here. Going back to that marshalling, Will, I remember at the Tokyo Olympics, it was all dead quiet and they had to separate us by about a metre. I just remember I was very fortunate to have Kyle Chalmers on my team, actually, as he was trudging down the middle of each individual row, playing a little bit of mind games. So there is a little bit of that going on in that marshalling room as well. A lot of nerves, a lot of stare downs, seeing who you're racing, your competitors. But we're very fortunate in Australia that it's mostly laughs and good times.
Yeah, not too many tactics in an Australian marshalling room, but certainly when you get to that World Champs level, the Commonwealth Games or the Olympics, a lot of mind games come into play. I had one competitor blow on the back of my neck before going out there, and I ended up winning the 200 backstroke and beating her, so I'm not sure why she did it. But Ava Hogan doing a great job of this 1500. We've got 500 metres left to swim, and she's powering through. She turned through in that 11:04.52, and she's really extended on this lead. She would have almost 15 metres now on Olivia Galea in that second position as they come down to that next turn.
Yeah, we are seeing a monumental swim here from Hogan. Had a coach with one of Australia's best, with one of Australia's best distance coaches just a couple of days ago. And we were talking about the championships and the clubs that have excelled thus far. And I was raving about the way that Carlisle had put together these champs. And he said, mate, you're looking at the wrong club. Look at Chandler and the way that they've approached these distance events. And we were talking earlier in the meet just how prolific the Chandler club has been at producing good results, especially in the sprints, but also the distance events. And it goes without saying, with Hogan and Galea leading the way, Chandler are one of those clubs to absolutely highlight anytime we see these distance events come on the scene. And we've seen that 1,500 metres be so fruitful for the men's racing over such a long time. We're seeing the transition into women, and these are the athletes racing at the moment that we'll need to remember come 6 years' time.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Will, and we're seeing that a little bit now with Lani, who's really taking these distance events and making them her own, especially that 1,500. But the international competition is tough. And he's still got Katie Ledecky, who's been around a while, and she's still going. There's plenty of other young talent moving through. But that should be the goal for these ladies, as all the swimmers, is to just continue to train your heart out. As the splits now move down to the 33 mids, and Galea starting to pick up the pace a little bit as well. We come down to about 300 metres left for the field here. So the final 6 laps in this 1,500 metres. It's been a bit of a clinic here for Ava Hogan and Olivia Galea, managing to keep up early on in the piece. Ava Hogan, a year younger than Olivia Galea. She's the 15 years age group, so both the training partners pushing each other, and will end up with that national title.
Dude, this is a tough position to be in. Like, we often talk about how hard it is to win races in this fashion. What would Hogan actually be going through at the moment as she comes down with 220 metres to swim?
I would assume she'd be in a bit of pain, but even though the distance events look long and they feel long, I'm sure they go quite fast. And she would have a strategy in place. She'd be counting her strokes, knowing when exactly to drop the hammer, as I just see her now picking up the legs and splashing a little bit more as Galea is moving through as well. See if she does the same thing, and she does. I can see those legs moving now, so potentially under instructions from the coach for the last 200 metres, just to pick up the legs, start to waken them up a little bit. With 100 metres to go, I'm sure they will bring those in.
Well, Hogan actually getting faster over the last 200 metres as well. Consecutive drops and splits in each 50. She's tracking right on that 16:39, 16:40 mark if she keeps this pace up. But she is starting to get just a fraction faster. For Galea, out of lane 3, she's looking around the 16:50 mark as well. So there is plenty of work left ahead for these athletes, even though it's only going to be 110 metres till they touch. The PB currently for Ava Hogan, 16:46. The time it took to win last year, 17:09. To put it in perspective, the different stratosphere that this record has held, 16:14. Tracy Wickham, one of the oldest records in the books. It's not going to be broken today, but we are going to see a very classy swim from Ava Hogan as she comes down to the final turn.
She is powering through this last 100 metres now. Really coming down to that turn for 50 metres to go. Everything that she has left in the tank is used up right here. As we have a look at those times, she's 16:07 right now, so we can see Tracy Wickham's time has already stopped. So she was about 35 metres off breaking Tracy Wickham's time. As she's coming down to 15 metres left to swim. It's Ava Hogan that's going to be your 15-year-old gold medalist here at the Age Championship. She's powering to the wall in a time of 16:38.46. What a swim for Ava Hogan. She is your age champion in this 1500-metre freestyle. Also coming in for the gold medal for your 16-year age group is Olivia Galea, 16:50.27. She will be your gold medalist in the 16-year-old. Molly Borden, third onto the wall, but she will take home the silver medal as a 15-year-old. Anderson touching from lane number 7. She will be your silver medalist in your 16-year-old age group. Isabel Mulcahy, your bronze medalist in the 16-year-old age group. So we wait to see who will take the bronze in the 15-year-old age group. Adenko, 6th onto the wall. Some absolutely cracking times out there. Two girls breaking that 17-minute mark. As we just wait for those final couple of swimmers to come in. Our bronze medalist as a 15-year-old might come from the heats this morning with Rose Purcell in a 17:22.54.
Tough swim there from Miller Rays to finish off the race and confirm for Hale losing the cap. That's not the way you want to finish. Sure, 1500, but a fantastic result across the field to be done here on night 5. What a way to finish, just outside those top 10 times of all time through Ava Hogan of Chandler. So we get the confirmation of our results now. We can see Hogan confirmed the 15-year-old title, 16:38.46. What a way to wrap the action here on night 5. Plenty still to come at the 2026 Australian Age Championships on the Gold Coast Aquatics Centre. We have been absolutely privileged to watch some of the very best take to the water. We still have 3 days to come. And don't forget, all the action lives exclusively on 9 Now through 9's Wide World of Sports. Heats kick off tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. We look forward to your company then.
This has been another presentation from 9's Wide World of Sports.